Chapter 160. Back in the day, the strongest ancient star in the Big Dipper starfield, the Big Dipper, was buried in the star tomb. You can imagine the opportunities inside. If anyone from your village wants to go, come and register with me. I will bring you along to explore the star tomb and dig for treasures. Go Yangping spoke passionately, causing some of the children's eyes to sparkle. They really wanted to dig for treasures. You want to dig for treasures? The blacksmith mocked, shaking his head in disbelief. Hearing this, Go Yangping was already filled with anger. He did not reply and instead said to Su Yan, "Kid, I heard that you are very strong. Why don't we spar? Let uncle see who is stronger." Go Yangping. Zhang Shanshan stared at him and said, "If you don't want to stay here, then leave. What did you say when you came?" Zhang village was peaceful, standing aloof from worldly affairs. The elders in the village were especially averse to fighting. Junior sister, Go Yangping was at a loss for words. He was very unhappy. He was a core disciple of Alcade Hall, yet he was looked down upon by a blacksmith. However, the blacksmith was Zhang Shanshan's father, so he could not offend him. He could only find Su Yan to vent his anger and prove his potential. A bunch of barbarians, what do you know? Go Yangping cursed in his heart. You don't even know about our Zhaoguang Palace Hall. Barbarians will always be barbarians. You have never seen the world. If it wasn't to get Zhang Shanshan into my bed, I wouldn't have come to this godforsaken place. Kid, why do I hear you scolding me? The blacksmith stared at Go Yangping and said in an unfriendly tone. Go Yangping shuddered. Did the blacksmith know what he was thinking? That should not be the case. Even with the Alcade Hall master's powers, it was difficult for him to know what others were thinking. Haha, uncle, stop joking with me. Go Yangping grinned and said, I brought many gifts. When I saw you just now, I was so nervous that I forgot to bring them. Go Yangping painfully took out some good stuff. The blacksmith did not reject any of the gifts and carried them all away. This made Go Yangping angry. However, there were some young people in the village who were curious about the star tomb. They wanted to know what it was. Whenever Go Yangping showed off, he felt that he would be able to suppress the people of Zhang family village. Once the elders in the village started to take him seriously, wouldn't he be the strongest son-in-law in Zhang family village? Su Yan also asked from the side. He even understood how they came here. Grandpa Zhang, where is the Yun clan? When Su Yan returned, he asked about it. The Yun tribe was the largest tribe in the desolate mountain forest. This tribe controlled an ancient array platform that led to Brilliant City. Go Yangping and the others had all come here through this ancient array platform. Su Yan estimated that if he rushed to Brilliant City, it would take at least 1 or 2 years. By that time, the cucumber would be cold. Moreover, he didn't know how many dangers he would have to face. Currently, the fastest way was to cross to Brilliant City through the ancient array platform. It's not far. It's 3,000 miles to the west. Zhang Sunshi's words made Su Yan heave a sigh of relief. He wasn't in a hurry to leave Zhang family village. He wanted to see what would happen to the star tomb. If I didn't see wrongly, the mountain I saw when I approached Brilliance Planet was almost exactly the same as the Snow Mountain. In fact, it was this mountain that pulled me out. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in such a sorry state. If this mountain is in the core region of the star tomb, then it will be troublesome. Su Yan pondered. What was the relationship between Earth and the Big Dipper? Seclusion. Su Yan returned to the village chief's residence and focused on studying the totem secret technique that the dragon totem had manifested on its own. This was a martial arts divine ability of the true dragon bloodline. Once he mastered it, it would be of great help to Su Yan. After studying it, Su Yan concluded that this was a martial art that targeted the body. 1. His body shone with a dazzling radiance. The moment his blood essence recovered, Su Yan's limbs and bones began to transmit waves of the true dragon's strength. He visualized the dragon totem and guided his blood essence to circulate. When his entire body began to move rhythmically, strands of extremely tyrannical strength seeped out from his body, faintly turning into a blurry true dragon totem. Crackle! A deep roar sounded from his body. His damaged body began to move rhythmically, faintly recovering under the circulation of the true dragon secret technique. However, circulating the true dragon secret technique consumed too much of Su Yan's blood essence. He could only proceed slowly, absorbing the essence of the world and absorbing the power of laws to refine his life essence and nourish his body. He was looking forward to seeing how tyrannical he would become once he fully recovered. Time passed day by day. Soon, 10 days had passed. Su Yan was frowning. His recovery was progressing very slowly. He had almost no origin essence stones left and had almost finished eating all the herbs he had. Boom! On this day, several thousand miles away, there was a stifling fluctuation. Su Yan felt as if he could feel the power of the void that pierced through the heavens. He ran out to take a look. 3,000 miles away, surging divine light illuminated the starry skies. There were many cultivators with powerful auras. The most eye-catching one was an indomitable existence. His body could easily split open the heavens. Behind him was a giant figure that seemed to reach into the starry skies. What a powerful existence! But why do I feel that he isn't as strong as Shuiguan? Could it be that Shuiguan isn't at the transcendent realm? That's terrifying. The difference between me and Alcade Planet's younger generation is too great. Su Yan was shocked. This was a blue-clothed old man. He was imposing without being angry, and carried a golden sword embryo on his back. His might shook the heavens and earth. He had already cultivated to the 5th boundary. Su Yan pondered. If he had only cultivated to the 3rd boundary, then Shuiguan and the others might have cultivated to the 5th boundary. Look, this is our Alcade Palace's deputy palace master, Go Peng. Go Yangping said proudly, Go Peng is my 4th uncle. Our Alcade Palace has 3 deputy palace masters, and each of them has the ability to transcend the heavens. Su Yan was speechless. In the Alcade Galaxy there were 8 major palaces. In fact, they all belonged to the Big Dipper Palace. Each of the 7 major palaces had 3 deputy palace masters. This meant that there were too many experts. However, these people were all subordinates of Zhu Yu. How strong was Zhu Yu? Kid. Go Yangping noticed Su Yan. He walked over with a gloomy face and said, You really know how to hide. You only came out now. What's the matter? Su Yan looked at Go Yangping. Go Yangping said unhappily, I heard from Uncle that you are very strong. Do you want to spar with me? I say, Go Yangping, don't cause trouble in the village. If you cause trouble, do you still want to marry Uncle Blacksmith's daughter? Su Yan sneered. What do you mean? Go Yangping was stunned and asked, Do you have any other ideas? Speaking of this matter, Go Yangping had a toothache. The elders in the village were stubborn. He mentioned this matter to Blacksmith many times, but Blacksmith stared at him like he was looking at a weakling. This made Go Yangping very angry. Did these people not know how strong Alcade Palace was? Aren't you bringing people to the Star Tomb? Bring me along. Su Yan said softly. You want to go to the Star Tomb? Go Yangping was instantly amused. I was just saying. Do you want to die? You will be cannon fodder in the Star Tomb. I am staying at the village chief's house. Everyone in the village listens to the village chief. Su Yan secretly threatened. Go Yangping's face twitched. A Bulsh *T village chief was so powerful? Wouldn't the young village chief be invincible? He said angrily, If you die in there, won't the people of Zhang family village hate me to death? This won't do. If it wasn't for Zhang Shanshan, he would have already taught these barbarians a lesson. Don't worry, I won't tell the villagers. You just have to bring me there. When I come back, I will make sure your dreams come true. Su Yan spouted nonsense. All right, that's what you said. Go Yangping clenched his teeth. He was starting to take Su Yan seriously. He had forgotten about Zhang Shanshan's position in the village. As long as he asked, would Blacksmith dare to refuse? What are you guys talking about? When Zhang Shanshan saw them whispering to each other, she frowned. Her limpid eyes scanned Su Yan. She had a delicate appearance and her skin was smooth. She was very curious about Su Yan's background. Nothing, Su Yan and Go Yangping said at the same time. Zhang Shanshan didn't believe them. She chased Go Yangping away and looked at Su Yan. Finally, she stared at Su Yan and said, although I don't know who you are, Grandpa Village Chief values you. You better stay away from Go Yangping. He is not a good person. Be careful that he doesn't sell you and you still help him count the money. Su Yan shrugged and said, don't worry, I will be careful. In the evening, Su Yan still told Zhang Shanshan. The old man was still worried and reminded him to be careful. Early the next morning, Su Yan followed them and left Zhang family village. Along the way, Zhang Shanshan glared at Go Yangping, making him hate Su Yan. He shouldn't have brought him. He was really afraid that Su Yan would die in the Star Catacomb. Brat, you'd better be smart and say you're my follower. Go Yangping warned, don't cause trouble for me or I can't protect you. At this time, they had already arrived at the Star Catacomb. There were many onlookers at the Star Catacomb. Various forces were gathered here. Even Alcade Palace had a vice palace master here. It seemed like they were preparing to explore the periphery of the Star Catacomb. The other forces were also preparing to enter to take a look. Su Yan didn't expect that he would wait for 3 whole days. On this night, the entire area was filled with a suffocating aura. Vice Palace Master Go Peng's eyes instantly opened. His entire being was like a burning celestial cauldron. Divine rays shot out from his eyes as he stared straight at the Star Tomb. The Star Catacomb was as black as ink, like a black abyss. But at this moment it was no longer calm. The darkness was trembling and emitting a bright light. Indistinctly, one after another, blurry stars began to manifest on their own. It's about to open. Gopeng was pleasantly surprised. When he saw someone rushing in, he sneered. There were more than 10 people who went. When they approached the trembling darkness and were about to enter it, the stars that appeared in the darkness suddenly became 1,000,000,000 times more terrifying. It could be said that one after another, giant stars that could crush the heavens rumbled. These people didn't even have time to scream before they were annihilated and exploded into a bloody mist. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. As the phenomenon intensified, countless stars exploded one after another. Most of them were damaged stars, but these stars emitted light in the darkness. It was as if millions upon millions of stars in the universe were revolving. Boom! For a moment, the dark Star Catacomb was filled with chaotic aura. Billions of stars were wrapped in chaotic aura and rumbled. Suddenly, Su Yan seemed to see the Star Catacomb become many times more majestic. Countless stars propped up the darkness, and many cracks appeared in the darkness. Chapter 161. This is an unforgettable scene. Everyone gasped. However, an old expert from the Alcade Hall said that this was only a part of it. When the Star Tomb was fully opened, countless stars would open up a passage. And this passage would lead to the strongest ancient star, the Big Dipper. When that day came, this most powerful forbidden zone would become the most lively place in the Big Dipper constellation. It was even possible that peerless geniuses from other regions would cross over to fight for the fortunes of the Big Dipper constellation. Although the overlord of the Big Dipper starfield was the Big Dipper starfield, the Big Dipper starfield was already a second-tier force. With their strength, they couldn't withstand the pressure from the outside world. Therefore, they could only open up the Big Dipper and let the other major forces enter together. Don't be hasty, Gopeng said coldly, we'll go in the second day. The passage is still unstable. Yes, Deputy Hall Master. There were only a few dozen young disciples from the Alcade Hall. Many of them were top-notch existences, especially a few who emitted powerful divine ability aura. They were all geniuses in the divine ability realm. It seems like it's very difficult to break through to the divine ability realm. Many of the Alcade Hall's disciples haven't reached this stage. Su Yen thought in his heart. There were many people in the surroundings who were discussing and pointing. They were all discussing the geniuses of the younger generation of Yao Guang Palace Hall. What made them disappointed was that some of the extremely famous geniuses had yet to appear. They reckoned that the treasures unearthed in the periphery of the Star Tomb had yet to reach a level that would attract them. Go Jingming is here. Although he's strong, he doesn't deserve to be called a genius. Especially since Yao Guang isn't here. What a joke. Yao Guang wouldn't come here if he had nothing to do. It's rumored that Yao Guang once competed with Shuiguan but lost. Su Yen understood a lot about the Alcade Hall. He couldn't help but be shocked. Geniuses who opened the divine ability realm weren't considered geniuses. After all, the transcendent mystic realm was the fourth realm. His eyes scanned the entire place, and he noticed that many of the older generation were still in the Tao Gate realm, and there weren't many in the transcendent mystic realm. Therefore, he deduced that those who had stepped into the transcendent mystic realm were considered superior in the Alcade planet. Yangping. Go Jingming walked with a majestic appearance. After all, he was the son of Deputy Hall Master Go Peng. He had the qualifications to become an expert with real power in the Alcade Hall. He could even inherit Go Peng's position. Go Yangping hurriedly rushed over, nodding and bowing. Senior brother, I haven't seen you for a long time and you've become even more impressive. I didn't expect you to have cultivated another divine ability. Go Jingming was very pleased. Because of this matter, his position in the Alcade Hall had greatly increased. He smiled and said, "Follow me later." "Yes, senior brother." Go Yangping chuckled. "Oh right, senior brother, can I bring someone with me?" Go 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 go. Go go go. Go go go. Su Yen was suspicious. Go Jingming and the others were assigning teams, but what surprised him was why they called the people of the Savage Mountain Forest. They were not very strong, and there were very few of them in the Tao Gate realm. You better be careful. Zhang Shanshan was worried. She warned Su Yen, "They are looking for cannon fodder. I can't be in the same team as you. You must be careful." Su Yan's face was gloomy. He said softly, "The Alcade Hall's Deputy Hall Master is not going? What do you know?" Zhang Shanshan said helplessly, "The Star Tomb has a very strong pressure. Experts will be targeted by the pressure. If Gopeng goes there, he will be shocked to death by the Star Tomb. This is a life-forbidden zone. There will be heavy casualties at every turn. Who knows how many people will die this time?" There were many people gathered. Tens of thousands of people would enter the Star Tomb. Over 10 young Ingjie from the Alcade Hall led many people. The rest were forces that came here to fish in troubled waters. On the second day, the phenomenon of the Star Tomb dissipated. There were some cracks. It was stable enough for a few people to pass through. "Let's go." Following Go Peng's order, the people here all rushed in. Su Yen followed Go Jingming and rushed in. Su Yen felt as if he had entered a dark universe. He held his breath and quickly sank. It was like a magical journey. Suddenly, Su Yen felt old. It was as if his life was taken away. When he regained his senses, he had already arrived at a ruined forest. There were screams coming from all directions. "These old farts still want to sneak in." Go Jingming said coldly, "This Star Tomb is our treasure. Don't you think it's fun to come here? It's better if you all die." "That's right, senior brother. I think there are some lowly people who want to fish in troubled waters. What do they know?" Go Yangping sneered. This made many residents in the Wildlands forest angry. But when they saw Go Jingming, they didn't dare to say anything. In the forest, a group of people died. Blood dyed the ground red. Before they came in, Go Jingming had already told them not to run or struggle. Otherwise, they would die in the cracks. Human lives are worthless. Su Yen felt a chill down his spine. At least a few hundred cultivators had died. Most of them were villagers in the wildlands forest. If Go Ping had told them earlier, there wouldn't have been so many casualties. This place is much crueler than Earth. He sighed in his heart and his eyes scanned the surroundings. The vastness of the territory here was beyond Su Yan's expectation. Although it was dilapidated and there were cracks everywhere, this territory was filled with a grand aura. It was filled with the vicissitudes of time. After all, this was the outer region of the strongest ancient star. Su Yen was not surprised. However, he felt that the essence of heaven and earth here was very thick. He could even faintly feel that there were strands of astral energy floating in the air. What a terrifying ancient star! If it was in the core region, it would be much scarier than the outer region. Su Yen was shocked. If he cultivated here for a long time and absorbed the astral energy, he would be able to cultivate a starry sky divine furnace. Let's go! At Go Jingming's command, the crowd moved forward. There were more than 100 people in their group. The leader was Go Jingming's confidant. There were more than 20 disciples of Alcade Hall, but they were all ordinary disciples. After walking for a while, Su Yan's expression became serious. He observed the layout of the territory and faintly felt that there was a shocking evil aura here. It was somewhat dangerous. He even vaguely felt that there were some broken arrays lying in wait nearby. Did a great calamity happen in the Big Dipper star region in the past? Su Yen muttered in his heart. At this moment, Go Jingming ordered a group of people behind him to walk in front. These people were the villagers of the Wildlands forest. They were all outstanding warriors. He wanted them to scout ahead. However, after thinking about the 500 origin essence stones that would be given to them, they braced themselves and rushed forward. The direction of the dragon totem is a bit far from here. I have to think of a way to lead them there. Su Yen muttered in his heart. After walking for a while, the essence of heaven and earth became more vigorous. They didn't encounter any danger along the way. They felt that the star tomb was not as dangerous as the legends said. Not good. Su Yen faintly sensed something. Just as he was about to rush in, the dozen or so villagers stepped on the broken array. The broken array awakened, releasing a murderous aura that cut through the sky. It directly killed a dozen or so villagers. A few who were lucky enough to survive were paralyzed on the ground. What do you think, Steward Wu? Go Jingming acted as if he didn't see anything. Steward Wu was clearly proficient in the art of arrays. He smiled and said, "Young master, it's fine. The space covered by this broken array is not big. Once I break it, we can continue to go deeper." The broken array had been drawn out. For a formation master, it was not difficult to break this kind of array. "Sir, I don't want to go. I don't want the 500 origin essence stones." The few villagers who were lucky enough to survive all wanted to retreat. This was too fierce. They could die if they weren't careful. Go Jingming's face turned cold. He didn't say anything. Go Yangping walked up and said angrily, "You lowly peasants, are you afraid of death? If you're afraid of death, why did you agree before? It's fine if you don't go, but according to the original agreement, hand over 3,000 origin essence stones." The villagers were dumbfounded. "When did this happen?" "Sir, if you didn't say," before he could finish speaking, Go Yangping took out a killing sword and pointed it at his throat. He said coldly, "If you don't have origin essence stones, you can only pay with your life. Aren't you bullying us?" Someone jumped up and tried to run. Go Yangping smiled cruelly. He waved his sword and directly shot out a ray of sword light. It pierced through the air and cut the escaping person in half. Blood flowed all over the ground. Murder! The crowd was in an uproar. They were all trembling. This was killing the chicken to warn the monkey. Whoever dared to retreat would only end up dead. Go Yongping didn't even blink. He didn't care about the lives of these villagers. It was as if he was killing a few ants. All of you, go forward and line up in a row. While Go Jingming was giving out orders, Manager Wu had already broken the array formation and allowed them to continue moving forward. Su Yan, who had been watching, was furious. If this continued, these people would all die. He guessed that if there were no more people to explore, they would go back and recruit another bat. Their goal was to find some treasures. There were many broken arrays here. If they weren't careful, they would be in big trouble. Along the way, a large number of people died. This is too bloody. Su Yan took a deep breath. The weak are prey to the strong. This world is many times crueler than Earth. If I leave the group, I might be forced to be cannon fodder. Su Yan thought. Then, he sharply sensed that there was an extremely violent earth vein qi brewing in front of him. Chance. Su Yan's eyes widened. This array was set up by the occult sect's disciples. Su Yan breathed heavily. Just as the villagers were about to walk on the broken array, Su Yan triggered the earth vein qi with lightning speed. He used the occult sect's array mark technique to guide the earth vein qi out. Boom! The ground in this area was trembling, and large cracks appeared in the sky. Violent earth vein qi gushed out like a sea of clouds, scaring the villagers. However, under Su Yan's control, the earth vein qi rushed furiously towards Go Jingming and the rest. Not good. Go Jingming and the rest's faces changed. Their legs went soft. They didn't want to end up like the dead villagers. Run! Su Yan howled. The crowd instantly became restless and fled in all directions. Bastard, stop right there! Go Jingming was furious. He didn't know who shouted. If they didn't have a suicide squad to fight for him, how were they going to search for treasures? Pung! Countless earth vein qi had already rushed over. Some treasures were crushed on the spot. Some of the ordinary disciples of Alcade Hall were screaming in pain. It was very difficult for them to withstand so much earth vein qi. Go Jingming and the rest had no choice but to run for their lives. The earth vein qi was too fierce. After all, it was the remnant energy of Su Yan's array. Su Yan ran very fast. He wanted to shake off Go Jingming and the rest and search for the treasure guided by the dragon totem. However, what made Su Yan's head hurt was that as he ran, Go Jingming and the rest somehow rushed towards the direction where Su Yan was running. Stop right there! Go Yongping was so angry that his nose almost became crooked. After all, he was the one who brought Su Yan here. It's good that you guys followed me. Who knows, I might have a use for you guys. Su Yan snorted in his heart. He wasn't a kind person. He didn't care about anything and just rushed forward. Go Jingming and the rest chased after Su Yan. After all, Su Yan was like stepping on a landmine. If there was any danger, he would definitely be the first one. Just like that, Su Yan was getting closer and closer to the treasure guided by the dragon totem. At this moment, Su Yan saw a mountain. The mountain was majestic and blood-red. It was like a blood-red divine mountain. This is... Su Yan was excited. He looked at the blood-red mountain. This mountain was located on a boundless plain. It was like a blood-red dragon's head that wanted to soar into the sky. I'm rich. This is the land of the soaring dragon. It's very likely that the dragon marrow liquid has been nurtured here. The opportunity to reconstruct my true body is here. Su Yan grinned. This kind of terrain was very rare. He could faintly see thousands of blood-red true dragon qi penetrating the sky. Chapter 162. Su Yan was already close to the blood-red mountain. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the blood-red mountain was filled with a strong array. It looked like a mountain, but it was also a place where dragons soared. It was not easy to break through as there were many broken arrays everywhere. The arrays were so dense that even Su Yan was a little dazzled. At this moment, Su Yan's heart was beating rapidly. He saw that the mountainside area was surrounded by purple clouds. There was an exuberant life essence spreading out. What kind of herb is this? Why have I never seen it before? Su Yan's heart trembled. He could feel the exuberant life energy from far away. They saw 3 stalks of resplendent elixirs that looked like they were carved out of purple divine materials. They were emitting purple essence energy. The 3 stalks of purple elixirs were dazzling. They were emitting the essence energy of heaven and earth, flowing with purple clouds that pierced through the sky. Amazing, this can't be called a herb anymore. Su Yan had a feeling that after swallowing the purple elixirs, he could open a sacred door with just the medicinal power of the purple elixirs. What kind of amazing herb was this? At this moment, Go Jingming and the rest had already rushed over. Go Yangping instantly pulled out a silver sword embryo. The silver light flowed and emitted waves of dazzling sword aura. The sword embryo was densely covered with silver patterns that interweaved with the profound laws of heaven and earth. Su Yan frowned but did not say anything. If they wanted to kill him, Su Yan would not be afraid. Although his combat power was not small compared to Go Jingming and the rest, in the outer region of the Star Tomb with countless broken arrays, it was not certain who would be the one to kill who. Who knew that when Go Yangping arrived he sneered, "Kid, you are really lucky. You are really lucky. You are actually safe all the way here. This is a divine weapon that my senior brother gave you as a reward." "A reward for me?" Su Yan stammered with a look of fear. "This is too precious. I was scared out of my wits just now. I ran here in a hurry. I told you to take it." Go Jingming was awe-inspiring. He placed his hands behind his back and said proudly, "This is a reward for you. Although you ran fast just now, you found 3 stalks of 5,000 years old elixirs. Your contribution is not small." 5,000 years old elixirs. Su Yan was dumbfounded. These 3 stalks of purple elixirs were actually 5,000 years old. Go Jingming's heart was filled with joy. A 5,000-year-old elixir was very precious. Once it appeared in an auction, it would cause all the forces to fight over it. This kind of precious elixir was too valuable. It could also be used to refine all kinds of rare elixirs. Su Yan held the treasured sword in his hand with an elated expression. He was cursing in his heart. The value of these 3 5,000-years-old spiritual herbs was too high when put together. How could a low-grade divine weapon be enough to send him away? Steward Wu's expression was solemn. He could feel that the remnant array within this blood-red mountain was extremely shocking. "No need." Manager Wu shook his head and said, "Those trash. It's useless even if they come. Looks like we can only use the array breaking plate now. I think there are many good things on this bloody mountain. There might even be 5,000 years old elixirs." Hearing this, Go Jingming urged, "Hurry up. If others find this place, just use the array breaking plate. Maybe we can dig out some rare treasures." "Okay." Manager Wu's face was serious. Before he came, he had specially prepared some good things. The array breaking plate was naturally indispensable. 1. He waved his big sleeve, and a bright jade platform floated out. It was densely covered with array marks. When it was activated, it quickly enlarged like a white jade mountain. This was the array breaking plate. It was very mystical. The jade platform spewed out powerful array marks and swept across. At the foot of the bloody mountain, the power of the array was immediately drawn out. "This thing is not bad," Su Yan said in his heart. The array-breaking plate exploded with a terrifying power and forcibly opened a passage in the array that led to the middle of the mountain. "What are you waiting for? Come quickly," Go Yangping urged. Su Yan had been staring at the array that was drawn out. He quickly memorized it so that when he went down the mountain later, he could directly rush down. This array-breaking plate could not last for too long. "Okay." Su Yan responded and quickly followed. Arriving in front of the 3 purple elixirs, Su Yan wanted to snatch them. However, he did not act immediately. He even felt that the soil in which the elixirs were planted was not small. The soil is also very strong. It has nurtured the essence of the earth. Go Yongping began to dig up the soil and prepared to bring it back to cultivate the elixirs. Just like that, one array breaking plate after another was taken out by Manager Wu. The higher they went, the greater the harvest. Su Yan's eyes were red. Damn it, he had plucked more than 10 elixirs. The most terrifying one was an 8,000-year-old elixir. How scary is a 10,000-year-old elixir? Su Yan noticed that Go Jingming's breathing was heavy. The harvest this time was too great. These 10 elixirs, if sold together, could buy in Transcendence divine weapon. Moreover, it would be a top-grade one. The elixirs in the elixir could prolong one's life. If it was a 10,000-year-old elixir, its value would be shocking. It would be of great use to Deputy Palace Master Go Peng. It could increase one's lifespan, strengthen one's weak qi and blood, and other effects. Kid, you are very good. When we go back, I will reward you greatly. The more Go Jingming looked at Su Yan, the more he liked him. He could not help but pat him on the shoulder. Damn it, I found this. Su Yan cursed in his heart. You could have just given me a few elixirs. Hurry up and thank young Master Ming, Go Yongping hurriedly urged. He then nodded and bowed to Go Jingming. Senior brother, if you can order this kid around, let him follow by your side and be your assistant. That would be great. Go Jingming was very satisfied. He felt that Su Yan's luck was very good. Many thanks, young Master Ming. This subordinate will definitely go through fire and water for you. Su Yan patted his chest and promised. He was ready to find an opportunity to snatch the elixirs. At this time, Steward Wu suddenly said, Young master, if we continue forward, we will reach the peak. According to this old man's many years of experience in treasure hunting, there should be something good at the peak. All right, Steward Wu, use the array-breaking disc as soon as possible. I will reimburse you later. Go Jingming's eyes were slightly red. Maybe they could really dig out a 10,000-year-old elixir. His father Go Peng's lifespan was already very old, and he needed this kind of rare elixir. I say, Go Yongping, how valuable is a saint elixir? Su Yan could not help but ask. Hearing this, Go Yongping's eyes were bloodshot. Saint elixir? What kind of joke is this? Once this thing appears, the entire Big Dipper starfield will erupt into a bloody storm. 10,000-year-old elixirs are not even worth a fart compared to saint elixirs. It is said that the Big Dipper Palace Master has saint elixirs, but I think even Deputy Palace Master Go Peng has not seen it before. Su Yan was silent. It was so valuable. Even if one had the money, it would be difficult to buy it. He clenched his fists and silently followed the group. Rumble. From here to the peak, the space of 1,000 feet was shaking. There were too many densely packed broken arrays. Even Steward Wu's array-breaking disc could not open up a path. He could only grit his teeth and take out a purple array-breaking disc. This array-breaking disc was tyrannical. The materials required to make it were equivalent to half a Dharma armament. It was Steward Wu's signature treasure. Break for me. Steward Wu fully activated the array-breaking disc's power. This array-breaking disc emitted a dazzling light. In an instant, it was like a purple path, forcefully suppressing the power of the broken arrays and opening up an ancient path. Quickly, charge. Steward Wu and the rest were overjoyed. More than 10 people rushed up and stepped onto the peak. As soon as they arrived, each and every one of them had a splitting headache. It was as if they heard the roar of a true dragon. Even the billowing murderous aura of a true dragon spread out, making their hair stand on end. Su Yan's heart trembled. His eyes were wide open as he saw what was like a true dragon furnace in front of him. Countless true dragon qi flowed out, one after another as if they had a life of their own and contained monstrous blood essence. Could it be true dragon blood? No wonder the dragon totem would go berserk. This thing is very useful to the dragon totem. Su Yan almost roared. This was a rare and precious liquid, true dragon blood. It was a sacred object to refine the body and belonged to the most frightening cultivation resource. His heartbeat was accelerating. This thing was a little terrifying. If word got out, it would cause a huge commotion. For young geniuses, it was a valuable treasure that was worth risking their lives for. Rumble! At this time, 7 or 8 disciples madly rushed over. Their eyes were red as they roared, "This is mine!" This was true dragon blood. Once they obtained a few drops and refined them, their bodies would transform. Their potential would be transformed. In the future, they could become Alcade Hall's inheritors. This thing could change their fate. Courting death. Go Jingming was furious. They actually dared to disobey his orders and rush over to take away the true dragon blood. Young master, don't worry. Can they take it away? Manager Wu said coldly. Go Jingming's expression instantly turned cold. Just like this, when the 8 disciples approached the true dragon blood, each of them trembled. Their bodies were torn apart by the aura of the true dragon blood, exploding in the air. Kiki, courting death things. Go Yangping and the rest trembled. These 8 disciples actually died on the spot. How could they withstand the power of the true dragon blood? However, they were just ordinary disciples. Go Yangping did not care. Young Master Ming, what do we do now? Go Jingming's 2 trusted subordinates were restless. However, they knew that it would be difficult to get close to the true dragon blood. I have my own ways. Strands of terrifying airflow suddenly emerged from the top of Go Jingming's head, and this caused Su Yan to be astounded. A pearl that was dazzling and monstrous to the heavens was like a star that was suffused with the energy of the galaxy that was deep like an ocean, and a strand of blurry aura of the Grand Tao was faintly discernible within it. Celestial body. Su Yan's heartbeat quickened. However, it had not evolved into a Tao weapon. This should be the lowest grade of celestial body. However, it had been refined into a transcendence treasure. It should belong to the highest grade of transcendence treasure. Go Jingming looked coldly at Su Yan and said, "Take my father's treasure and go retrieve the true dragon blood." "I'll go?" Su Yan's expression changed. His heart was filled with joy. He knew that Go Jingming would definitely send him to scout ahead. "Why? You're not willing." Go Jingming's expression darkened. Beside him, Go Yangping said angrily, "Just now you said that you would go through water and tread on fire for young Master Ming. What's wrong now? Are you afraid?" No. Su Yan's head was like a rattledrum. With a long face, he said, "But the aura in front is too strong. Why don't you let Go Yangping go?" Go Yangping wanted to slap Su Yan. With a darkened face, he said, "What are you afraid of? With Deputy Palace Master Go Peng's treasure protecting you, even the gods can't kill you." "Ha, young man, cultivation has always been against the heavens. If you're afraid of hardship, how can you become strong?" Steward Wu said eerily. "As young Master Ming's subordinate, it is only right that I open up new territories for him. Go, young man. Kill your way out of adversity and become a strong cultivator in the future." "Adversity your ass." Su Yan cursed in his heart. "If you retrieve the treasure, you will naturally be rewarded." Go Jingming said, "When the time comes, I will give you a 5,000-year-old spirit medicine, a transcendence treasure, and a woman. How about that?" Chapter 163. Young Master Ming, can this kid rush in? Manager Wu was still worried and said, "The true dragon blood's pressure is too strong. Only the Deputy Hall Master can suppress the true dragon blood and take it away, but the Deputy Hall Master can't enter." Hearing this, Go Jingming sneered, "Him? How is that possible? Although my father's treasure is strong, it can't stop the true dragon blood's power. I'll let him scout the way for me. If it doesn't work, I can go back and inform my father so he can send a large group of experts over. With my father's connections, it's possible to borrow a few treasures. When the time comes, we can definitely take the true dragon blood. You must be quick, young Master Ming. Don't let others notice. Once the true dragon blood's matter is leaked, the outcome will be hard to predict. Go Yangping was extremely excited. Once Go Jingming obtained the true dragon blood, he would also soar. He no longer cared about Su Yan's life. When the time comes, he would be in a high position. He didn't believe that Zhang Shanshan would dare to oppose him. Go Jingming naturally knew that with his position in Alcade Hall, he didn't have the qualifications to use such a terrifying resource. Once other disciples found this place and fought with him, Go Jingming would be in a passive position. Boom! At this moment, Go Peng's treasure had already awakened. This was a star. Although it was the lowest grade star, its value was still very high. Once it awakened, it released the power of the Milky Way. The celestial body rapidly enlarged like a majestic mountain, resisting the pressure of the true dragon blood. Su Yan took one step after another towards the true dragon blood. Yes, the true dragon blood had a pressure, but Su Yan had the dragon totem. Once the dragon totem went crazy, the true dragon blood would definitely be absorbed by it. Every step was extremely difficult. Even the astral treasures were shaking. Su Yan's face was pale. He turned his head and said, "Young Master Ming, I don't have enough essence qi in my body. I can't use the treasure. I'll go back first." "You little brat," retreating when faced with a little difficulty. Manager Wu's face darkened. He threw over a storage bag and said, "There are 1,000 origin essence stones in here. No matter what, you have to charge through. Don't worry, charge forward boldly." Go Yangping tried to boost Su Yan's fighting spirit. "You've taken the true dragon's blood, and in the future you'll be above the rest. Young Master Ming will also give you a woman. This is a good opportunity to bring honor to your ancestors. You must know that this is a woman from a big family. Don't worry, young Master Ming. I'll definitely get the treasure." Su Yan said confidently as he absorbed the essence energy within the origin essence stone. He continued to walk forward. Every once in a while, he would complain that he had used up all of his origin essence stones. Manager Wu's expression was extremely ugly. This brat was taking advantage of the situation to extort him. "Young Master Ming, we can't let him live. We'll kill him when he comes out," Manager Wu said with a sinister smile. Go Jingming's face was also very gloomy. He had already given him 5,000 origin essence stones, which was enough to activate the astral body ultimate treasure for a long time. He really hadn't expected that a barbarian would dare to take advantage of this opportunity to extort him. He looked at Su Yan as if he was looking at a dead man. Su Yan had already penetrated more than 3,000 meters. At this moment, his emotions surged. This was because he saw that there was a dragon cave in front of him. To be more precise, this was a large crater that had been smashed open by the dragon cave. The crater was filled with an ominous aura that seemed to be able to tear apart the heavens. This was an entire pool of crimson true dragon cave. They were filled with a vast pressure and exuded the aura of a true dragon. They were gushing with true dragon qi. "I've struck it rich." Su Yan's eyes were red. Countless years had passed, and the true dragon cave's power had been greatly diminished with the passage of time. However, this pool of true dragon blood was also extremely useful to Su Yan. It was enough to allow him to be reborn. Su Yan guessed that this was the place where the true dragon had been wounded. This was because he saw that within the true dragon blood, there were sparkling and translucent dragon bones that emitted a terrifying aura. This was extremely important. These dragon bones could be refined into rare divine weapons. They could even be refined into dragon bone treasured liquid to nourish the bones within the body. Boom! At this time, the dragon cave automatically emitted a true dragon killing intent, causing the astral treasure to tremble. The faint strength of a true dragon tore through the astral treasure's energy barrier and seeped into Su Yan. In the next moment, Su Yan's body showed signs of collapsing. This was the strength of the true dragon blood. It was too astonishing. It was not something Su Yan could resist. However, the dragon totem was different. It had awakened on its own and swallowed this true dragon chi. Because the energy emitted by the astral treasure was too astonishing, Go Jingming and the others weren't able to see it clearly. They only saw that Su Yan had already approached the dragon cave. Su Yan had pretended to break into the vicinity of the dragon cave. Good. Go Jingming was a bit incredulous. He excitedly said, "Very good. Immediately activate the astral treasure and bring out the true dragon blood colt. If you bring out all the true dragon blood, I will reward you greatly." He was extremely excited. Once he obtained the true dragon blood and tempered his body, his potential would transform. In the future, not only would he inherit his father's position as Vice Hall Master, he would even have hopes of becoming the Hall Master of Alcade Hall. This idiot. The corner of Su Yan's mouth twitched. His eyes looked at the pool of true dragon blood, his eyes burning with passion. "Ha ha ha, I'm coming." Su Yan directly jumped into the dragon cave. At this moment, Su Yan's body was about to explode. However, the dragon totem had awakened. It emitted a terrifying devouring power and absorbed the precious blood in the dragon cave. Yu, Go Yangping and the others were dumbfounded. Although they couldn't see the dragon cave clearly, they saw Su Yan jump into the dragon cave. Go Jingming's face was so sinister that it almost distorted. Su Yan actually jumped into the dragon cave. What was he doing? Could it be that he wanted to bathe in the true dragon blood? "Young Master Ming, this brat is really daring. He ate the guts of a god," Go Yangping said with a sullen face. "Also, how can the true dragon blood be digested by him?" "Shut up." Go Jingming wanted nothing more than to kick Go Yangping to death. He was the one who brought him here, but now Su Yan had rebelled and actually coveted his true dragon blood. Furthermore, they discovered that Su Yan seemed to be fine. Manager Wu and the others' faces were sinister, but they didn't dare to act rashly. They could only wait patiently. What a great fortune! Su Yan's entire body was stained with the true dragon blood. At this moment, Su Yan almost self-immolated and disintegrated. The true dragon blood contained too much essence and blood. It was about to tear Su Yan's body apart. Buzz. His body awakened. When the initial scripture was activated, Su Yan's body turned into a golden furnace, swallowing the energy contained in the true dragon blood. This was an extremely powerful tonic. Su Yan's entire body was resplendent. His originally damaged body was now recovering at a terrifying speed under the nourishment of the true dragon blood. Even the overbearing medicinal power of the true dragon blood drilled into the depths of his body, causing Su Yan's bones and organs to transmit a heart-wrenching pain. What an astonishing medicinal power! Su Yan's body trembled. The true dragon blood was a source of power that could tear everything apart. It contained the charm of a true dragon. Swallowing the true dragon blood was not easy. Without an extremely strong body, it was impossible to do so. "Come, use the true dragon secret technique to reconstruct my body." Su Yan gritted his teeth and activated the true dragon secret technique with difficulty. He visualized the world, the dragon totem, and himself as a true dragon. Just like this, Su Yan's body shone brightly. His entire body was like a dragon's body rising and falling. Crackle! The overbearing true dragon blood combined with the true dragon secret technique that Su Yan grasped caused his body to distort. Luckily, the initial sutra was powerful enough. It constantly stole the tonic contained within the true dragon blood and restored Su Yan's body. All the bones in his body were breaking apart and reforming. He was being reborn. The blood in his body was roaring. After absorbing the true dragon blood's strength, his blood essence rapidly strengthened. There was even some waste blood that was forced out and flowed out from his pores. The dragon totem's absorption was even more astonishing. But every time it absorbed, the dragon totem's charm became even more terrifying. Even the true dragon's secret technique that was born on its own became stronger. It seemed to be nurturing a divine ability that could pierce through the heavens and earth. Bastard! Go Jingming and the others were about to go mad with anger. Half a day had passed and Su Yan was still unharmed. Moreover, they could sense that the pressure emitted by the true dragon blood had decreased by a level. But they didn't have any supreme treasures, so they didn't dare to rush over. An entire day passed. Su Yan had been quietly transforming. The dragon totem stopped absorbing. It seemed that the true dragon blood was no longer of any value to it. Su Yan's body was bright red. His pores spat out a lot of waste blood and broken bones. He was rebuilding his body. In the process of being reborn, his body also absorbed the divine power of this world's laws, perfecting the flaws of his previous body. For an entire day, Su Yan's body seemed to have stored a terrifying divine treasure. This was the essence of the true dragon blood's great medicine. As it flowed, Su Yan's body was filled with explosive strength. Even the saint gate in his body was blazing. The divine power of the true dragon blood's great medicine was naturally enough to repair Su Yan's saint gate. Thump, thump. Following that, Su Yan's heart beat vigorously. It was like a heavenly drum exploding. It was like thunder, filled with powerful vitality. In my current state, it won't be difficult to deal with Zhu Hong. Su Yan muttered in his heart. After the reconstruction, his combat strength had increased greatly. But Su Yan felt that it would be difficult for him to deal with a divine ability realm expert. 1. Su Yan's body reconstruction was about to be completed. The essence blood contained within was like a rushing river. It's a pity that the dragon totem has absorbed too much. There's not much true dragon blood left. I wonder if I can exchange it for some essence divine elixirs. Su Yan didn't dare to absorb it. The true dragon blood had the effect of improving one's body. It would be a waste to use it as a tonic to increase one's strength. Charge in. At this time, the pressure of the true dragon blood decreased again. Go Jingming had reached his limit. He let out a furious roar, charge in. The 5 experts took out their secret treasures and charged into the dragon cave, while enduring the remaining pressure of the true dragon blood. Chapter 164. Su Yan's expression was solemn as his forehead glowed. His golden primordial spirit walked out, holding a golden Genesis brush. Genesis brush. Manager Wu was shocked as he looked at the Genesis brush held by Su Yan's primordial spirit in disbelief. Even Go Jingming did not know what a Genesis brush was, but Manager Wu knew it all too well. A Genesis brush's value was not inferior to a true dragon's blood. In fact, a true dragon's blood of such quality might not even be able to exchange for a Genesis brush seed. To a Formation Dao Grandmaster, a Genesis brush was as precious as their life. However, a small fry like Su Yan actually had a Genesis brush, which made him feel incredulous. Clang! Su Yan's primordial spirit stood in the air, holding the Genesis brush and drawing layers of formation markings that sprinkled down. Boom! The dragon cavern lit up as killing power surged out. Su Yan had already copied the formation markings earlier. Now, he only needed to open the killing formation to unleash the power of the dragon controlling formation. There's a killing formation here. Go Yangping and the rest had just charged in when they were trapped by the killing formation. Especially the 2 disciples at the front. They were caught off guard and met with the strongest pressure of the dragon controlling formation. They crumbled one after another, unable to resist. Bastard! Go Jingming's hair stood on end. The secret door of his life spring had opened, and his aura was ferocious. It was several times stronger than a Dao Gate expert. He held a starry battle spear, which blocked the power of the dragon controlling formation the moment it was unleashed. Go Jingming's battle strength was extremely strong. He was a great expert of the transcendent realm. It was very difficult to kill Go Jingming with the remaining true dragon's power in the dragon cavern. However, as long as they were trapped, Su Yan would have enough time to complete the reconstruction. Kid, you better let me out and leave the remaining true dragon's blood behind. Go Jingming shouted angrily. On the Alcade planet, my Alcade Hall is the true ruler. A small fry like you dares to go against my Alcade Hall. It's not too late for you to think clearly. They were all trapped by the array, so it was very difficult for them to charge out. Even Go Peng's treasure had been stored away by Su Yan in the space within the Phoenix hairpin. Go Jingming was unable to control it. His greatest trump card had been destroyed just like that, so how could he not be furious? If you make a mistake, Zhang Village will be buried with you. Go Yangping said in a trembling voice. Stop immediately. Su Yan did not say a word and continued to cultivate. His entire body shone with golden light. After his body was reconstructed, it gradually became stronger. At the same time, Su Yan's damaged holy gate finally opened. The Fate Spring gushed out a dazzling divine light and transmitted a deafening scripture chant. It was as if an ancient saint was chanting scriptures in his Fate Spring. Go Jingming and the others were scared silly. This was a grand Dao gate slowly opening. It was filled with wisps of saint aura. When it was fully opened, there were thousands of strange phenomena in the saint gate. It was as if a universe was opening. There were blurry celestial bodies, a red sun that appeared from time to time, a golden sea that could be vaguely seen, and a divine moon that illuminated the 9 heavens. There were so many strange phenomena that they were uncountable. It was as if a universe was revolving here. The sound of scripture chanting could be heard in the saint gate. Every syllable was like a carrier of rules that controlled the power of the saint gate. Su Yan's saint gate was even stronger than when he was on Earth. Saint Gate. Go Jingming stuttered. He was scared stiff. In the entire Big Dipper starfield, there were only a handful of people who had opened a saint gate. However, they were usually the last to open it. It was too rare to be the first to open a saint gate. The number of geniuses in the Big Dipper starfield could be counted. However, Su Yan had actually opened the first saint gate. The strange phenomena in the saint gate were too shocking. The sound of scripture chanting made Go Jingming's hair stand. What kind of scripture was this person cultivating? Could it be some kind of supreme scripture? Go Yangping trembled. This was a saint gate. He actually had the ability to open it. He seriously doubted Su Yan's background. Boom! Su Yan's physical body had been awakened to the extreme. When he woke up, the king's aura filled the sky. The blurry sea of chaos appeared behind him and started to undulate. His limbs and bones vibrated with unparalleled strength. Su Yan's physical body seemed to be constructed from rules. It exuded the aura of a true dragon, and its power was shocking. He has mastered the true dragon secret technique and has a king physique. Wait, why do I feel that his king physique is a divine physique? Could it be that he has the legendary true dragon physique? Steward Wu was scared witless. It was as if Su Yan was carrying a true dragon on his back. His spine was emitting light, as if a true dragon was coming out of the sea. As for Su Yan, he realized that his physique was about to evolve into a divine physique. This surprised him. The true dragon blood's origin energy was not enough to evolve his physique. This meant that Su Yan's physique was too shocking. It's still the supreme life ancient star. The rules in my physical body are already very powerful. With my current physical strength, I can kill Zhu Hong in a head-on fight. I don't need to borrow the power of the sacred gate. Su Yan thought to himself. He could feel his strength, but he still felt a sense of urgency. Some of the people he came into contact with were all transcendent realm experts. Even Deputy Hall Master Go Peng had cultivated the 5th secret realm. As for Bamboo Moon or Shuiguan, they were definitely more terrifying. When he was on Earth, the strongest was the Taoist realm. However, this world was too dangerous. Su Yan smiled bitterly. He was just a small cultivator. Kid, I'll give you a chance. Join Alcade Hall and I'll let you become a disciple of the legacy. I'll let bygones be bygones. Go Jingming suddenly said. Su Yan's gaze fell on them. Coldness flashed in his eyes as he sneered. You people are vicious. In order to search for treasures, you killed so many villagers. I don't want to be associated with you. Su Yan, I advise you not to make a mistake. Go Yangping's face was ashen as he said, otherwise, Zhang village will be buried with you. Idiot. Now that you're in my hands, what can you do? Su Yan shook his head and said coldly, just now, Su Yan, might have some misgivings. I don't want to provoke you, and I don't want to provoke Alcade Hall. Su Yan stood up slowly and stared at the three of them with murderous eyes. He said coldly, but you shouldn't have used Zhang village to threaten me. I can't let you live. Wisps of murderous aura swept over. Steward Wu roared and threw out dozens of array destruction discs. The moment they exploded, the traces of the Imperial Dragon formation were about to be destroyed. Kill him! Go Jingming and the rest rushed forward. It was also at this moment that the Imperial Dragon formation that was about to collapse burned fiercely once again. Su Yan stepped on the ground and his clothes fluttered. He triggered the Dragon Chi here, causing the power of the Imperial Dragon formation to increase exponentially. Gotcha! Su Yan pushed the power of the Imperial Dragon formation. It was awe-inspiring, drawing out the remaining true Dragon Chi from the Dragon Cave. As he boiled, the dozens of array destruction discs began to shatter just like that. Not good, he's a special cultivator. Steward Wu's scalp went numb. The world was filled with afterimages. This was the power of the true dragon's murderous aura. The moment it swept over, Steward Wu and Go Yangping screamed as their bodies began to shatter. Before Go Yangping died, he couldn't understand why someone like Su Yan would appear in Zhang village. You trash, you actually killed so many of my subordinates. But that's exactly what I wanted. Your matter must not be exposed, ha ha. Go Jingming laughed loudly. The secret door of the divine ability in his body had awakened. The power released caused his divine ability to shine brightly. Astral palm. Go Jingming's palm fiercely chopped down. It was powerful and shocking, containing the power of the divine ability. In an instant, a corner of the Imperial Dragon formation collapsed. However, the full force of the Imperial Dragon formation's murderous aura caused Go Jingming's body to tremble violently. The layers of true dragon's murderous aura caused him to cough out blood. The secret door of the divine ability dimmed for a moment. However, he endured it forcefully and laughed angrily. You dare to go against me when you're only at the first heaven of the Taoist realm. Without the murderous aura, how can you fight me? You trash, even if you open the sacred door, you'll still be trampled under my feet. Who gave you such confidence? Su Yan shook his head. His aura erupted. When the Big Dipper fist was activated, the 4 fist techniques were awakened one after another, causing Su Yan's aura to shake the heavens. Go Jingming's head was buzzing. He was so scared that he almost fell to the ground. Big Dipper fist. His eyes widened. Only a small number of people from the Big Dipper were qualified to cultivate this divine ability. Could it be that Su Yan was a disciple of the Big Dipper Palace Hall? Go Jingming's absent-mindedness allowed Su Yan to arrive in an instant. This fist was terrifying and unstoppable. It ruthlessly hammered onto Go Jingming's body. Go Jingming's reaction was swift and violent. He raised his palm to block the attack. However, he did not expect Su Yan's fist to be like a mountain. It caused his body to tremble violently and his entire arm to shatter. Could it be that he's a disciple of some big shot from the Big Dipper Palace Hall? Go Jingming roared happily. His sharp eyes looked at Su Yan. He did not look like a human, but more like a ferocious dragon in human form. His body was too terrifying. Cough, Su Yan also coughed out blood and staggered back. He was very surprised. The power of the divine ability secret realm was too shocking. It contained the power of the divine ability, and the divine energy in his body was completely different. Kill! Su Yan shouted angrily and rushed forward. His palms formed a fist seal, and his moves were wide open as he attacked Go Jingming. Go Jingming was already a one-armed man. Su Yan wanted to use the advantage of his body to kill him. Su Yan's body was strong, his blood essence was vigorous, and his meridians were like a dragon. Go Jingming gritted his teeth and got up. The divine ability secret door was completely ignited. The three divine abilities were immediately awakened and smashed towards Su Yan. Boom! This was a collision. It was Su Yan's first time facing a divine ability realm expert. A thunderous sound rang out between heaven and earth, as if divine metals had collided. PFFF. Su Yan's body trembled, and cracks appeared on his powerful treasure body. At the crucial moment, his life cauldron exploded and blocked the power of the divine ability secret door. However, he was also dizzy from the impact. Is his body even tougher than a divine weapon? Some of the bones in Go Jingming's body were broken. He was a divine ability realm expert, and his body was actually weaker than a Tao Gate First Heaven cultivator. Just now, he had exploded with the power of three divine abilities. How could Su Yan block it? Die! Su Yan rushed forward and took out his life cauldron. The power of the Milky Way gushed out from the cauldron and pressed down. It contained the power of collapsing mountains. Don't kill me! Go Jingming's body trembled. The power of the life cauldron made Go Jingming despair. When he crashed down, he was killed by the life cauldron. In such a short battle, I was already severely injured. The combat power of a divine ability realm cultivator is too strong. He's just a legacy disciple. How scary can those geniuses be? Su Yan panted heavily. In this world where geniuses ran rampant, the only way to have the qualifications to compete with them in the future was to catch up with them. At the moment of Go Jingming's death, the entire Alcade city was emitting a murderous intent that was as cold as the sea. The guards guarding the vital spirit lamp hall reported the news to their superiors. For a moment, the entire Alcade city was filled with discussions. The death of the legacy disciple, Go Jingming, was a huge news. Moreover, he was the son of the deputy hall master. Go Jingming's vital spirit lamp had been extinguished. His life lamp had been extinguished, proving Go Jingming's death. Chapter 165. He took away the precious blood from the dragon cave and sealed it in a jar. Su Yan's worries were also settled. With this true dragon blood, he might be able to exchange it for a small portion of sacred medicine. He also obtained 3 true dragon bones. Because of the existence of the true dragon blood, some heavenly treasures were born here. Some stones turned into rare ores that contained dragon chi and were especially valuable. These ores are not bad. I can use them to set up a great killing formation. Su Yan picked everything clean, especially the treasures on Go Jingming and the others. His harvest was huge. There were more than 60,000 light source essence stones. Of course, the dozen or so spirit herbs were the most valuable. These were the cultivation resources he urgently needed. Cultivate. Su Yan made a prompt decision. He took out a 5,000-year-old spirit herb and swallowed it. This spirit herb contained an exuberant divine energy. After it dissolved, its medicinal energy flowed into his life spring. 1. Su Yan's life spring shone resplendently. He was breaking through and preparing to open the second sacred gate. However, the resources required to open the sacred gate were too great. Normally, opening a divine-grade Tao gate would require around 3,000 origin essence stones. Su Yan guessed that with the strength of his life spring, the price to open the sacred gate would be astonishing. Tens of thousands of origin essence stones might not even be enough. It would be even more difficult later. Su Yen didn't know how many origin essence stones he would need to open the 9th Daesong Gate. The first spirit herb's medicinal energy allowed Su Yen to open the 2nd sacred gate. However, even the majestic medicinal energy within the spirit herb wasn't enough to open the sacred gate. Damn it, this is a 5,000-year-old spirit herb. My estimation was wrong. The first sacred gate was broken through in the strongest training space. I didn't calculate how many resources it would take. Su Yan's face darkened. He swallowed the 2nd spirit herb. The essence of the 2 spirit herbs caused the half-opened sacred gate to rumble. It was as if an ancient small world was about to open. This is troublesome. The difficulty of opening each sacred gate increases. I want to open the 9th Daesong Gate. How many resources do I need? Su Yen frowned. The hardest part was the few saint gates behind him. He had to spend a huge amount of resources. Su Yen gritted his teeth and swallowed another spirit herb. The medicinal efficacy of the 3 stalks of spirit herbs caused the aura within Su Yan's body to skyrocket. The 2nd sacred gate was finally opened. It was like a huge volcano was burning, and waves of divine power spread out like stormy waves. 2nd grade Dao Gate Realm. Su Yan's aura surged. Every time he opened a holy gate, his battle prowess would increase exponentially. After opening the 9 Daesong gates in succession, Su Yan's magic power would be extremely shocking. These spiritual herbs should be able to raise my cultivation to the 4th heaven of the Dao Gate realm. Spirit herbs are still the best. Su Yen secretly estimated that at the rate he was absorbing the essence of heaven and earth, he estimated that it would take him at least 3 years to open a door. He couldn't help but sigh at the benefits of heavenly materials and earthly treasures, which could save him a lot of time. Oh right, I almost forgot about this. Su Yen smiled and took out the phoenix hairpin. Looking at the spatial treasure, Su Yen sighed slightly. Bamboo Moon was now the Big Dipper Star Hall Master, the most powerful woman in the Big Dipper Star region. Although I saved Bamboo Moon's life, she also gave me so many treasures. If there's nothing urgent, it's better not to trouble her. Su Yen opened the phoenix hairpin's spatial treasure and took out the astral treasure. Although it was the lowest grade astral treasure, its value was needless to say. This thing is too troublesome. I can't let it see the light of day in the Alcade Star region. How can I sell it? Su Yen thought to himself. However, not far from the blood-colored mountain, a group of people with powerful auras came, releasing a chilling aura. Go Jingming had fallen. How could Go Peng not be angry? With his power, it was still possible for him to send people into the Star Tomb to investigate the cause of Go Jingming's death. I've finally found it. I want to see who dares to kill my son. The leader was a middle-aged man. His sea of consciousness was releasing a murderous aura. This was a part of Go Peng's primordial spirit hidden in his sea of consciousness. At this moment, Go Peng could sense the imprint of the astral treasure. It wasn't far from here. This group of people quickly approached the blood-colored mountain. Su Yen didn't know that danger was approaching him. Now, he was preparing to rush to the 3rd level of the Dao Gate realm in one go. Then, he would leave the Star Tomb and head to the Alcade City to find a way to get the sacred medicine. Boom! The sound of the armored horses suddenly resounded in the area. Su Yen was shocked. He quickly stood up and looked at Ping Chuan. There was a group of people approaching. Their auras were extremely powerful. They were riding precious horses and were rushing towards this place. Their destination is here. What a dense murderous aura. These people are very strong. Could it be that they know that Go Jingming is dead and have already found this place? But how do they know that Go Jingming is dead? Su Yen was shocked. These people's target was obviously the blood-colored mountain. Just as Su Yen was puzzled, his expression changed. I almost forgot. Back then, I still had the imprint of the Tower of Trials and found Zhu Yan's lair. Zhu Yan's expression changed. With Go Jingming's strength, it was impossible for him to control this sex treasure. Could it be that Go Jingming's father had already arrived here? Zhu Yan had a headache. He had only been here for a short while, and he had already provoked the Alcade Palace Hall. The Alcade Palace Hall was the overlord of the Alcade planet. What should I do? Zhu Yan thought calmly. Soon, he made a decision. He would execute the chi of the chi of the chi of the chi of the occult sect and conceal his body. At the same time, Zhu Yan hid in the remnant array. At this moment, the group of soldiers had already rushed over. Their auras were very powerful. Every one of them was more shocking than Go Jingming. Most of them were middle-aged men. Open for me. A powerful cavalryman threw out a huge array-breaking disc and opened the remnant array of the huge mountain. They rushed all the way to the summit. Who the hell did this? There was a corpse on the summit. The middle-aged man in the lead roared crazily. He could already feel the killing intent emitted by Go Peng's soul. This was the vice-palace master of the Alcade Palace Hall. Boom! Go Peng's soul was very powerful. He found Go Jingming's ruined body and drew out the remaining chi of resentment from before his death. This old bastard has a great divine ability. Let's leave quickly. Zhu Yan carefully moved downwards. Go Peng's soul was too shocking. It could actually manifest the scene of Go Jingming's death through a strand of resentment. The scene was very blurry, but Go Jingming saw the true dragon's blood. He saw a shadow comparable to Gu Xing, who killed Go Jingming with a single fist. Ah! Go Peng let out a wild roar that shook the heavens. Originally, the young disciples of the Alcade Palace Hall were sent here to gain experience. Who would have thought that Go Jingming would die here? He even found the true dragon's precious blood. What kind of amazing fortune was this? I don't care who you are. I will make you suffer until you die. Go Peng's eyes emitted a vicious aura. At this moment, he sensed a strange aura faintly emerging from the foot of the mountain. Get out here! His soul burned fiercely. He opened his ice-cold eyes and stared at a blurry shadow at the foot of the mountain. I've been discovered. Zhu Yan instantly erupted. He no longer hid his body. He stimulated the energy of the earth and madly rushed out. Chase after him. It's him. No matter what price we have to pay, we have to catch him. Go Peng's malevolent voice made the cavalrymen charge down in anger. They took out their killing weapons and chased after Zhu Yan. In the process of chasing, Go Peng's anger burned even more because he discovered that Zhu Yan was not even at the transcendent realm. He only grasped a few array Dao technique. Go Jingming's death was too sullen. He died in the hands of a little cultivator. Rumble! The mountain forest was in chaos. Surging killing intent swept over like a wave. More than 10 cavalrymen released terrifying auras. They took out all kinds of killing weapons and attacked in the direction of Zhu Yan. Zhu Yan shifted his position and followed the energy of the earth to cross the vast sky. Although his speed was not very fast, with the help of the energy of the earth, these cavalrymen would not be able to catch up to him in a short period of time. However, as time passed, these cavalrymen would soon catch up to him. Zhu Yan's eyes were calm. He did not say a word and madly ran in a direction. You can't escape. When this old man catches you, I will torture you to death. Go Peng's venomous voice exploded here, spreading far and wide. Some cultivators passing by were shocked. News of Go Jingming's death had already spread. Who would have thought that Go Jingming, who had such a bright future, would fall here? Old thing, your son's heart is evil. I'm cleaning up the family for you. Zhu Yan's reply made Go Peng furious. The cavalrymen sped up. They trampled on the ground, causing the ground to collapse and large cracks to appear far away. Kill! Just as these cavalrymen closed in on Zhu Yan, they all soared into the sky and attacked Zhu Yan like poisonous snakes. It was also at this moment that Zhu Yan stopped. He closed his eyes and released his aura, penetrating through the earth veins. Su Yan's state of mind was empty, like a banished immortal. The moment his feet touched the ground, the layers of incomplete killing formations in this area were suddenly uprooted. Under the shocked gazes of all around, thousands of incomplete formations were activated, interweaving into a heaven and earth killing formation, slashing towards the cavalrymen. Not good. The cavalrymen's faces changed. They did not expect Su Yan to be able to activate the power of the incomplete formations. These incomplete formations were very powerful, and now they had been constructed into a killing formation. The array-breaking disc could not suppress the violent killing formation. Rumble! The area trembled. Screams rang out and blood spilled everywhere. The cavalrymen roared in anger. They tried their best to resist the incomplete formations, but their mounts were all pierced through. Who is so cruel? The one who spoke just now should be Gopeng. Gopeng has been looking for the murderer like crazy. This person is very young. He killed Go Jingming? Where did he come from? He should be a descendant of some big family. Just wait, this matter will not end so easily. With Go Peng's personality, he will definitely kill all 9 generations of his family. The passers-by were shocked, especially when these incomplete formations trapped Go Peng. Hurry up and leave. Su Yan rushed out of the star tomb as fast as lightning. He was very clear that the longer he stayed here, the higher the death rate. Once Go Peng sent more troops, he would definitely be surrounded, and his life would be in danger. You can't escape. A middle-aged man drenched in blood rushed out. Go Peng's primordial spirit had left his sea of consciousness. When he noticed Su Yan was almost at the door of the star tomb, he said coldly, "Even if you are at the ends of the earth, you will not be able to survive." Chapter 166. Heaven never bars one's way. I'm the disciple of the Big Dipper star. I'm the young disciple of the Big Dipper star, Su Yan muttered to himself. He did not care about the people chasing after him. When Su Yan flew into the crack, his aura changed. He vaguely emitted a noble aura. His body even rippled with starlight, transmitting waves of the mighty power of the Star River. When Su Yan came out, waves of murderous aura came out. Instantly, people shouted and horses neighed. A group of cultivators with powerful auras came over in just a blink of an eye. They were holding all kinds of killing weapons, aiming at Su Yan. It seemed that they could attack him at any time and cut him into pieces. Su Yan guessed that Go Peng had arranged people outside. Indeed, there was a group of great experts guarding outside. Their auras were intimidating. After all, Yao Guang Palace was the overlord of this life ancient star. They had many subordinates. With Go Peng's position, it wasn't difficult for him to send people to seal this place and interrogate the people who came out. Another unlucky guy came out. This place was surrounded by many onlookers. They were pointing and whispering. Ever since Go Jingming's death, Yao Guang Palace Hall's subordinates had detained a few people with questionable backgrounds and locked them all up. How dare you! However, as soon as Su Yan came out, his face turned furious. Starlight shot out from his body. Moreover, his life cauldron soared into the sky, pouring down streams of the Star River, wrapping Su Yan. It made him look intimidating. Su Yan looked down at them from above. His voice and expression were stern as he stared at these people and angrily shouted, "You dare to block my path? How dare you? Where is Go Peng? Tell him to get his ass over here." This group of people was stunned. As for Go Peng's primordial spirit, a part of his body had left his body. His real body had fallen into a deep sleep, and he wouldn't wake up in a short time. "Brother, who are you?" The leader of the group hurried over, not daring to be slow. "Where are your eyes?" Su Yan didn't get angry. His aura was intimidating. Waves of powerful Star River energy were vaguely emitted from his body. He looked like a big bright star that was disintegrating. Big Dipper fist? The man in the lead was shocked. He quickly shouted to the people around him, "Are you blind? Put away your weapons right now." His forehead was drenched in sweat, and a chill ran down his spine. He guessed that this person was definitely an inheritance disciple of the Big Dipper star, or perhaps a closed-door disciple of some doyen. Although the Alcade Palace Hall and the Big Dipper Palace Hall were at odds with each other, the Big Dipper Palace Hall was still the overlord of the Big Dipper star region. How could they offend them? "How dare you? What are you doing here? You want to deal with me?" Su Yen was still angry, his heart was anxious. Gopeng was about to come out, he must quickly leave this place. I don't dare. It's because an enemy from the Alcade Hall has barged into it, Gopeng." Before this man could finish his words, Su Yen said with an impatient face, "All right, I still have urgent matters to attend to. Immediately prepare a carriage for me. I have an important matter to discuss with Yaoguang Palace Master. It must be quick." "Young master, please." This man's face was full of flattery as he enthusiastically greeted Su Yen. Yaoguang Palace Hall was a large family with a large business, so naturally, they had first-rate carriages. He pulled out the fastest carriage, and the one pulling the carriage was a mutated beast, the lightning beast. This mutated beast was silver-white in color, and its body was as large as an elephant. Its speed was extremely shocking. Not to mention the Yun clan, it wouldn't even take 3 months to pull Su Yen to Yaoguang City. "Very good, I will reward you handsomely." Su Yen heroically threw out a stalk of spirit medicine and sat on the carriage with a swagger. He said, "When Gopeng wakes up, tell him to quickly go to Yaoguang Palace Master. Tell him that Yaoguang Palace Master is looking for him, and tell him not to delay." This man was wild with joy, as if he had found a treasure. This was a stalk of 3,000 years old spirit medicine. Although it was the weakest spirit medicine that Su Yen had obtained, this spirit medicine was still considered a rare spirit medicine. Rumble. At this moment, the lightning beast awakened. Although its body was huge, when it ran, it was as fast as a gallop. It was like a thick bolt of silver lightning, pulling the chariot far away in an instant. At this moment, Gopeng's primordial spirit had already rushed out. "Men." Gopeng laughed loudly. He should have captured Su Yen. After all, how could a brat that wasn't even at the transcendent realm escape from his trap? "My lord, have you captured the thief?" This man hurriedly went up to greet him. Seeing Gopeng's happy expression, it seemed like he had succeeded. "Let me ask you, where are the people that I asked you to detain?" Gopeng's primordial spirit returned to his body. The moment he opened his eyes, the world flickered between light and darkness. A terrifying killing intent emerged from his body, causing the entire forest to tremble. The surrounding people's hands and feet turned cold. "It's just ahead. My lord, follow me." This man hurriedly said, "That's right, my lord, there was a young genius from the Big Dipper star just now. He said that the palace master is looking for you and wants you to hurry back." "The palace master is looking for me?" Gopeng was unhappy. His son was already dead, so why was the palace master looking for him at this time? As for the young genius from the Big Dipper star, who was it? The palace master and the Big Dipper star were not close. Could it be Han Tong? Gopeng pondered for a while and felt that something was wrong. He immediately rushed forward and his eyes landed on the detained people, searching carefully. The smile on his face slowly disappeared and was replaced by a trace of fury as he stared at the man. This man was so frightened that his hands and feet turned cold. He fell to the ground and said in a trembling voice, "My lord, they're all here. Boolsh *t, where are the people who ran out just now?" Gopeng's face was ashen. He had a bad premonition. Recalling Su Yan's words, Gopeng was furious to the extreme and roared at the sky. Boom! Like a sudden clap of thunder, the surrounding people's chi and blood rolled. Some people were sent flying and coughing up blood. Wisps of terrifying aura rose from the ground and pierced through the sky. Go Peng's body emitted a monstrous murderous aura. So what if they ran away? It was just 20 of his subordinate. How dare they give Su Yan a lightning beast carriage? What's the use of keeping you alive? Go Peng roared, and the man was torn apart on the spot. This made the surrounding people tremble. This was too domineering. He killed a transcendent expert with a roar. Rumble! When Go Peng's aura recovered to its peak, a huge figure appeared behind him. The lawful embodiment of heaven and earth filled the heaven and earth. Its divine aura was vast and mighty, about to suppress the sun, moon, and universe. The mountains and forests were in chaos. The territory within 1,000 miles was about to be overturned. It could not withstand Go Peng's aura. Over here. Go Peng's heavenly eye turned and began to search. However, the lightning beast's speed was too fast. He spent a lot of time before he could lock onto the lightning beast that was 3,000 miles away. Ha ha ha, let's see where you can run to. Go Peng laughed madly. His speed was too shocking. He began to cross the void. The big shot of Arcade Hall lives up to his name. His speed is too shocking. The surrounding people were discussing. There was no need to say much about Go Peng's strength. Before his real body could cross to the territory where the lightning beast was attacking, the territory had already collapsed. The lightning beast wailed and trembled. It knelt on the ground, not daring to move. Evil creature, get out here! Go Peng's huge hand pressed down. The huge shadow behind him instantly stretched out. A palm as thick as a mountain pressed down horizontally, crushing the carriage into pieces. In the next moment, Go Peng was stunned. He was silent for a moment. His whole body was trembling. Wisps of terrifying anger filled the air. It was as if he wanted to crush the rivers. There was not a single person in the carriage. Damn it! Go Peng's angry roar caused the hibernating beasts to cry out miserably. They were torn apart by the roar. There was not a single living creature within 100 miles. This old thing is too strong. Let's leave quickly. When the lightning beast was moving, Su Yan had already run out. He rushed all the way to the Yun tribe. He wanted to use the ancient array to leave the desolate mountain forest. Even from afar, Su Yan could feel Go Peng's angry aura, causing him to shiver. When he arrived at the Yun tribe, he found that there were quite a lot of people here. They were even discussing about Go Jingming. It seems that the commotion is very big. Go Jingming is not scary. The scary ones are Arcade Hall and Deputy Hall Master Go Peng. Su Yan had killed a legacy disciple in the Arcade Hall's territory. Everyone in the Arcade Hall was furious. They felt that the Arcade Hall's Overlord was being challenged. Su Yan hurriedly asked around. He went to the ancient array area and found the manager here. You want to use the void array? The manager of the Yun tribe smiled and said, sure. 3,000 origin essence stones per person. 3,000? Su Yan's face darkened. Wasn't this too expensive? Su Yan quickly paid the money and asked, Senior, I have an urgent matter. Let's go quickly. The manager leisurely drank a mouthful of tea and said with a smile, Don't worry. Not everyone is here yet. When there are enough people, the ancient array will be activated. How long will it take? Su Yan frowned. Very soon. Only 1 or 2 days. The manager's words made Su Yan want to stamp a shoe mark on his face. Don't worry. If we activate the void array before everyone is here, we'll lose money. Su Yan's unfriendly gaze made the manager chuckle. Young man, calm down. We'll be able to set off soon. At this moment, Su Yan's aura faintly became terrifying. Starlight swallowed and spat out from his body. His physical body rippled with the power of stars, and the faint image of the Big Dipper appeared. The powerful physical pressure, which could be said to be at the transcendent realm, caused the manager's expression to change. He bitterly smiled and said, This old man's eyesight is really bad. So you're a disciple of the Big Dipper Hall. But I really have no choice. These are the rules set down by the higher-up. Why don't you ask our clan leader? I'll give you another 10,000 origin essence stones. Immediately activate the ancient array. Let me tell you, if you delay my matters, your Yun tribe will cease to exist. Su Yan threatened. Hearing this, the manager was startled. He stuttered, 10,000 origin essence stones? Okay, let's go. The manager brought Su Yan to the ancient teleportation array. He urged the people waiting here to hurry and gather here. Just as these people were about to enter the teleportation array, Su Yan's expression was ugly. Outside the Yun tribe, a terrifying aura suddenly appeared. A giant Dharma idol appeared, filling the void. It was like a god, exuding a terrifying pressure that was as deep as the sea. Yun tribe, from now on, without my orders, stop using the ancient teleportation array. Go Peng's thunderous voice exploded. He was afraid that Su Yan would leave through the ancient array. Where would he find him then? He guessed that Su Yan couldn't have gone far. He had to find him even if he had to dig 3 feet into the ground. He was prepared to immediately arrange for people to suppress the surrounding villages and interrogate them. Deputy Hall Master Go Peng. The manager hurriedly said, "There's a disciple of the Big Dipper Hall who wants to use the void array. What do you think?" Chapter 167. Su Yan's face darkened. He had done everything he could to buy time to cross the ancient void array and leave for Alcade City. He had done everything he could, but who knew that he would suffer a huge setback here? Big Dipper Hall disciple. Go Peng's face was filled with anger. It was because of this that Su Yan had escaped. When Go Peng saw Su Yan, his expression was particularly interesting. Damn your grandfather! Su Yan was incomparably depressed. This was really bad luck. Ha ha ha! Go Peng let out a loud laugh that shook the sky, causing the entire Yun tribe to faintly undulate. He was an expert of Alcade Hall, a dignified deputy hall master. On Alcade Planet, he was an extremely powerful figure. The Yun tribe did not dare to say a word about his orders. There were even some old fellows who welcomed him happily, wanting to invite Go Peng into the Yun tribe. It's Go Peng. Many cultivators gathered in the Yun tribe, including some young Ingjia from Alcade Hall. They all knew about Go Jingming's matter. Who would have thought that Go Jingming, a legacy disciple of Alcade Hall, would die in the Star Tomb? Boom! Suddenly, a huge figure appeared behind Go Peng, filling the heavens and earth with mighty divine aura. The entire Yun tribe was on the verge of exploding. Everyone was alarmed, not understanding what had happened. Could the Yun tribe have offended Go Peng? Ha ha ha! It's really a case of searching high and low only to find it by chance. Go Peng looked up to the sky and laughed, his entire body releasing a cold, killing intent. Although he did not know where Su Yan came from or what relationship he had with Big Dipper, he still had to kill his son. After all, the true dragon blood was too precious, and he had to take it back. This was a huge hand that stretched out, covering the sky and covering the entire Yun tribe. Go Peng, this old thing, I'll take my leave first. Su Yan's entire body released waves of array Dao aura, and countless array marks appeared under his feet. Under the dumbfounded gazes of the surrounding people, the silent ancient void array suddenly awakened. Under the guidance of Su Yan's aura, it was filled with a vast void energy that swept across the land. Not good. The people of the Yun tribe were alarmed. Su Yan could actually operate the ancient matrix of the void. Could it be that he was proficient in the art of matrices? The people of the Yun clan wanted to stop it, but it was too late. The power of the ancient void formation was very shocking. The power of Go Peng's giant palm was blocked. Open! Su Yan roared. As the ancient void array burned to its limit, countless void array marks intertwined together, turning into a void tunnel that pulled Su Yan away without a trace. Bastard, stay here! Go Peng was infuriated. His entire body was covered in murderous aura. When his aura recovered to its peak, his entire palm became a lot more terrifying. It crushed the void, and its might shook the heaven and earth. No, Senior Go Pung. The people of the Yun tribe wanted to cry. Once the ancient void formation was destroyed, the Yun tribe's biggest source of income would be gone. The price to create an ancient void formation was too shocking. It could easily empty the resources of a large family. After all, it required rare void stones and even an array formation grandmaster. The power of the void was being crushed by Go Pung at a speed visible to the naked eye. His palm ruthlessly chopped down on the ancient void formation, causing it to split apart. Then, under his aura, it completely exploded. The void tunnel, which had traversed an unknown distance, also collapsed. Even if you flee to the ends of the earth, there will be no way for you to survive. I will kill you. Go Peng's aura was extremely savage. He constantly crossed the void, following the remnant energy fluctuations of the void tunnel to search for Su Yan's track. Pass down my orders. The disciples of Alcade Hall are to hunt down this child. If they can capture him alive, they will be rewarded with 100,000 origin essence stones. The entire savage mountain forest was shaken. 100,000 origin essence stones. The reward made everyone's hair stand on end. The disciples of Alcade Hall were envious. Although the legacy disciples didn't care, the core disciples and ordinary disciples all wanted these origin essence stones. For a moment, the savage mountain forest was densely covered with killing intent. Go Pung had roughly guessed the area. Currently, Su Yan still hadn't left the savage mountain forest. As long as they could provide clues, they would be rewarded with 10,000 origin essence stones. This is bad. When Zhang Shanshan received the news from Alcade Hall, her expression changed. She hurriedly rushed to the Zhang family village. Once this matter spread out, the entire Zhang family village would suffer. With Go Peng's personality, it was impossible for him to spare the Zhang family village. This child has provoked a great disaster. I don't know if he can escape. Unfortunately, our village's young village chief isn't here. He can't help Su Yan. The elders of the village were alarmed. This was the vice hall master of Alcade Hall. He had actually issued a kill order to hunt down Su Yan. Hearing this, Zhang Shanshan rolled her eyes. The elders of the village kept saying that a bear man had walked out of the Zhang family village, and that he was the young village chief. The elders of the village said that he was ridiculously fierce, but she didn't believe them. Perhaps this person had already died outside. This matter caused an uproar. Every day, a large number of cultivators would cross the border to search for Su Yan's whereabouts. Even Go Pung was constantly searching the area where the ancient void formation was interrupted. He had almost dug 3 feet into the ground, but he couldn't find anything. Go Pung was flustered and exasperated. How could he not find him? Su Yan definitely couldn't have left the savage mountain forest so quickly. Could it be that there was a problem with his senses? That was the blood of a true dragon, and it was also his astral treasure. It had fallen into Su Yan's hands. A frightening amount of wealth was at his fingertips. Now that the cooked duck had flown away, Go Pung was unwilling. He was extremely unwilling. The entire Alcade Star was vast, and the savage mountain forest was merely a border area. The matter here hadn't reached the level where it would spread to the entire Alcade Star. Alcade Star was already grand and spectacular enough. It was suffused with resplendent starlight. The Big Dipper star region had a total of 7 supreme ancient life stars. On each ancient life star there were many large clans. Although the Big Dipper star region was the overlord of the Big Dipper star region, there were also many aristocratic families in the Big Dipper star region. For example, the Shui family was an ancient aristocratic family. They had an ancient inheritance, a long history, and an extremely solid foundation. The Shui family's Shuiguan was known as the Big Dipper Supreme. Dozens of years had passed, and countless Ingjie had challenged him. Unfortunately, no one could shake the position of the Big Dipper Supreme. He was now the most dazzling young Supreme in the Big Dipper star region. Shueguan, since you are here, quickly enter. In the Big Dipper star region, in a dazzling sea of stars, there were many magnificent stars that were burning. Each of these stars was intertwined with great Tao heavenly marks. They were all supreme treasures. These stars hung in the sea of stars and automatically absorbed the power of the sea of stars, including the essence chi of the universe. These stars weren't just supreme treasures. Each star was like an ancient life star. There were palaces built on these stars. Clouds and mist lingered, and primal chaos filled the air. It was sacred and dignified. Since the Big Dipper star had sunk, the 7 major palaces under the Big Dipper Star Palace had taken root in the 7 supreme ancient life stars. The Big Dipper Star Palace had rebuilt their Tao temple here. This sea of stars was the best Tao temple. The Big Dipper Supreme is here. A message came. A group of young disciples from the Big Dipper Star Palace walked out enthusiastically to welcome Shueguan's arrival. What a terrifying Big Dipper Supreme! After so many years, he has become more and more extraordinary. Some of the girls from the Big Dipper Star Palace had fiery eyes as they looked at the majestic Shueguan. He walked down from the primal chaos chariot. His body was flowing with brilliance as he bathed in golden radiance. Every move he made was suffused with an invincible might. He was powerful and mysterious. There was an ancient chanting sound in his body. It was very likely that he cultivated some kind of terrifying ancient heavenly art, especially the divine art gate in his body. Strange phenomena appeared, and a terrifying aura filled the air. Shueguan showed his foundation. In the great Tao's sacred gate, there was a vague giant beast hibernating. A vermilion bird that tore through the clouds spread its wings, a giant hand that could collapse the sky stretched out, 9 strange phenomena. It was intimidating. The elders of the Big Dipper Star Palace were shocked. They smiled and said, Shueguan, looking at the scene of your divine art gate, you have condensed many great divine arts and martial arts. When you conquer the world one day, you might be able to condense 9 great divine arts. Hearing this, Shueguan said modestly, I have only grasped 3 great divine arts now. Elder, you are flattering me. How many people in history can obtain 9 great divine arts? Not to mention the 10 great divine arts that can shake the heavens. 3 plus his innate divine arts. That's amazing. Why doesn't that girl Bamboo Moon like Shueguan? Rumor has it that the super forces of the other star fields want to marry Shueguan. We must not let them beat us to it. The elders of the Big Dipper Star Palace thought to themselves. 3 was already amazing. The number of great divine arts in the entire Big Dipper star field could be counted on one hand. There couldn't be more than 5. While they were talking, on a majestic star in the depths of the sea of stars, thousands of auspicious lights shone. The Milky Way fell from the 9 heavens. The scene was transcendent, and the sound of the great Tao echoed. Bamboo Moon was wearing a silver robe. She was graceful and elegant. Her hair was black and translucent. Her red lips were bright, and her hazy eyes contained a wisp of anger. These old fellows, don't they know that I am the Star Lord now? Bamboo Moon's anger caused a beautiful and refined young girl beside her to cover her mouth and laugh. Miss, that Shueguan is the Big Dipper Supreme after all. Who knows how many pearls of forces want to marry him, but Shueguan only loves Mississippi. It is clear how charming Miss is. Only you can say that. Bamboo Moon glared at the girl who had been by her side for over 100 years. She said angrily, Shueguan is strong, but he is not worthy of the title of Big Dipper Supreme. That's right. Only a peerless Supreme who is truly invincible in the starry sky is worthy of Mississippi. The girl curled her lips. In recent years, the 7 great star halls had been restless. After all, Bamboo Moon was only a woman. Now that a woman was in charge, they were unwilling to accept it. The elders in the hall were also very anxious. Therefore, they wanted Shueguan to marry into the Big Dipper Hall. Although this was very difficult, the elders in the hall felt that with Bamboo Moon's charm, She should be able to make Shuiguan obedient. They wanted her to interact more with Shuiguan. Right, what is the Big Dipper fist all about? Bamboo Moon immediately frowned. The Big Dipper fist was, after all, a secret technique of the Big Dipper Hall. Now, there was a rumor that a young man on the Alcade planet had grasped the Big Dipper fist. Hearing this, Xia Chun shook her head and said doubtfully, "The news is not accurate. Our Big Dipper Hall's young Ingjie, who grasped the Big Dipper fist, did not go out. I think the Alcade Hall's experts were mistaken." Bamboo Moon fell silent. She suddenly thought of Su Yen. She had imparted the Big Dipper fist to Su Yen. Thinking of this, Bamboo Moon shook her head. This was impossible. How many years had it been? Su Yen couldn't have stepped into the starry skies. According to the time, Su Yen couldn't have killed a transcendent realm cultivator either. Young miss, the heaven art you cultivate is the Big Dipper Hall's ancestral scripture. The complete scripture is in the Big Dipper. Young miss, your current task is to select some Ingjie to help you retrieve the scripture. Xia Chun frowned. Bamboo Moon's cultivation of the scripture had reached its limit. If she couldn't obtain the rest of the heaven art, it would be troublesome. Hearing this, Bamboo Moon frowned. This is the most troublesome thing for me. Based on the current situation of our Big Dipper Hall's younger generation, it will be very difficult to retrieve the scripture. When the star vault opened, there would be an extremely powerful force. It would only decrease with time. Experts like Bamboo Moon wouldn't be able to enter in just a few years. If the scripture was obtained by someone else, things would be troublesome. When the star vault opens, the Big Dipper Pagoda will definitely appear. That's when the Big Dipper Hall will be embarrassed. In recent years, the 7 halls have produced some prodigies who can suppress our Big Dipper Hall. Bamboo Moon frowned. The Big Dipper Hall was still the overlord of the Big Dipper constellation. If they couldn't produce any prodigies, who would acknowledge their position? The Big Dipper Pagoda was a testing ground for prodigies. In the past, when the Big Dipper constellation was still a superpower, the Big Dipper Pagoda's ranking was a symbol of the younger generation's combat power. It could even select the next generation's Big Dipper Supreme. If Bamboo Moon hadn't produced any prodigies during the years she was in charge of the Big Dipper Hall, and the 7 halls used this as an excuse to make things difficult for her, the situation would be very bad. Chapter 168. The storm in the mountain forest gradually dissipated. It had already been a month. This area had been searched countless times, but Su Yen seemed to have evaporated into thin air, disappearing without a trace. Even Go Ping didn't have much hope. Some people who came to join in the fun had also left. Their gazes shifted to the star tomb. News of treasures being unearthed in the outer regions attracted everyone's attention. It's already been a month. Everyone should have left by now, right? Su Yen was forced into a corner. He could only use the most old-fashioned method to hide in the phoenix hairpin. As for the phoenix hairpin, it was hidden in the belly of a wild beast. He wondered what Bamboo Moon would think if she knew that her hairpin had entered the belly of a wild beast. Moreover, spatial treasures couldn't allow living things to survive. Bamboo Moon's spatial hairpin was very precious. This kind of treasure was extremely rare. Even Go Ping couldn't control such a precious spatial treasure. Within the space of the phoenix hairpin, Su Yen looked exhausted. He hadn't rested for an entire month. Looking at the pile of array discs in front of him, he nodded in satisfaction. These array discs were all forged from rare ores. Su Yen originally didn't have such good things. They were all plundered from Go Jingming and the others. Space-shattering array. There are more than 100 space-shattering arrays. I don't believe that old bastard Go Ping can catch me. These space-shattering arrays are enough for me to cross to Alcade City. Su Yen fiercely said. Every space-shattering array could allow one to cross a long distance. Although it couldn't compare to a void array, it was still very precious. Su Yen had been inscribing with the Genesis brush for an entire month. His mastery of array Dao had advanced by leaps and bounds. However, it was still very difficult for Qi men to break through to grade 3. If Su Yan could break through to grade 3, he would be able to control the dragon vein Qi. He wouldn't need to fear Go Peng. Arcade Hall must still be chasing me. I have to cultivate the starry sky divine furnace as soon as possible. When I master the true dragon's secret technique, my physical body will be enough to fight with transcendent experts. Su Yan pondered in his heart. The fastest way to cultivate the starry sky divine furnace was to obtain some star-related treasures. He was prepared to cross to Arcade City and buy some star rise. If he could increase his battle prowess, then his chances of survival on Arcade Planet would be greatly increased. I wonder how powerful the secret technique evolved from the dragon totem will be? Su Yan's Yuan Shen pierced through the dragon totem on his arm. After the dragon totem absorbed the true dragon's blood, the true dragon mystic technique manifested on its own was enhanced once again. He felt that the strength of the true dragon's secret technique was close to that of a great theurgy. Could it be that if the dragon totem absorbed enough heavenly materials and earthly treasures, it would be able to manifest a great divine ability? Su Yan's eyes flashed with anticipation. Great magical powers were extremely rare, especially in the field of physical body. Once mastered, one's close combat power would be greatly enhanced. Time to go. Su Yan no longer hesitated. The phoenix hairpin immediately cut open the beast's belly. Su Yan walked out of the phoenix hairpin. The phoenix hairpin emitted a sonorous sound and circulated with a brilliant brilliance. It shook off the blood stains and then flew into Su Yan's hair. I'm still in the desolate mountain forest. Arcade City is in the south. If I use the space-breaking array, I should be able to reach Arcade City in less than a month. Su Yan looked around. He wasn't in a hurry to use the space-breaking array. If Go Peng's subordinates were still lying in ambush nearby, they would definitely discover the energy fluctuations of the space-breaking array. He identified the direction and began to move the earth vein Qi. He began to rush through the mountain forest. Taking advantage of the night, Su Yan rushed over 1,000 miles. The mountain forest gradually became less and less. He estimated that he had already rushed out of the desolate mountain forest. Su Yan felt like a dragon returning to the sea. Just as he was about to rush out, an icy cold aura came from behind him. It was extremely fast. It was like a silver lightning, suddenly striking towards Su Yan. Not good. Su Yan's body rumbled. He fiercely broke free and soared into the sky. Bastard! Su Yan's face turned ugly. He turned his head and saw a tall youth with a cold expression holding a silver bow. It was as if he saw Su Yan as a wild beast and wanted to shoot him to death. The silver bow was tyrannical and filled with an austere aura. Who are you? Su Yan was alert. He felt that this person's aura was similar to the Arcade Palace Hall's disciples. He. The tall young man stared coldly at Su Yan. He walked forward and looked down at Su Yan from above. Interesting. It is just as Master predicted. You should have a spatial treasure. I didn't expect that I would wait here for you and you would really come. Su Yan's eyes were cold and gloomy. He walked forward and looked down at Su Yan. You are one of Go Peng's men. Su Yan almost cursed. This old bastard was really haunting him. He had been hiding for a month, but he was still discovered by his subordinate. Young man, there is no need to be nervous. The tall youth said coldly, Let me introduce myself. I am He Qingli, Go Peng's third disciple. You have guts. You even dared to kill Go Jingming. If you have something to say, then say it. Su Yan was ready to act. Very simple. Hand over the Big Dipper fist and I will pretend that I didn't see it. He Qingli sneered. If you are not willing to hand it over, I can only bring you back and hand you over to Go Peng. You should know the consequences. You have guts. You even dare to scheme against the Big Dipper fist. Su Yan probed. Aren't you afraid that the Big Dipper Palace Hall will kill you? Ah. He Qingli looked up and laughed. You still dare to trick me? If you are really a disciple of the Big Dipper Palace Hall, the Big Dipper Palace Hall's experts would have come long ago. Why would they wait until now? Although I don't know how you got the Big Dipper fist, this deal is beneficial to you. Go Peng's disciples are really a mix of good and bad. They have all kinds of things. Su Yan sneered. Seems like you chose the latter. He Qingli's expression was cold, as if he was looking at a dead man. A murderous intent flashed in his eyes. A set of array discs flew out from Su Yan's sleeves at lightning speed and sat in all directions. When they were awakened, the array discs burned and thousands of origin essence stones were used up. In an instant, the combined array discs interweaved with a destructive aura. Array. He Qingli's expression changed slightly. However, he was also very extraordinary. The Dao doors in his body opened one after another and merged into one, turning into a secret door of a divine ability. It emitted a surging aura that caused the combined killing array to tremble. Boom! At that moment, Su Yan opened his mouth and spat out a sparkling cauldron. It sat in the middle of the killing array and shone on its own. It was as if a majestic ancient star was awakening and shining brightly. This is? He Qingli's eyes widened. He recognized that this was an ultimate treasure that was tempered by a star. What a great creation, ha ha! He Qingli looked up to the sky and laughed. His aura was fully awakened as he opened the killing array. His palm turned silver and struck out, wanting to suppress the cauldron. Su Yan snorted coldly. The divine energy contained in the natal cauldron awakened. The power of the galaxies rose into the sky one after another, filling the air with an oppressive aura. Not good. He Qingli's scalp went numb. The strength of Su Yan's natal cauldron exceeded his expectations. After all, it was tempered by a supreme-grade star. Its potential was shocking. Now, the galaxies falling from the cauldron's mouth could annihilate a mountain. He Qingli roared in pain and his entire palm almost exploded. The natal cauldron spat out hundreds of silver ribbons, causing He Qingli to let out a furious roar. He released his aura completely and smashed the silver bow madly at the power of the natal cauldron. The creation is not small, but it's a pity that you can't take it away. How dare you try to kill me with just this? Su Yan's body blazed as he opened the sacred gate. At that moment, Su Yan was like a golden god of war. He swooped down and clenched his fist as he smashed it at He Qingli. You actually opened the sacred gate. He Qingli was shaken and almost lost his composure. He seriously suspected that Su Yan was a disciple of the Big Dipper Hall's legacy. He Qingli was also extraordinary. After all, he was a transcendent realm expert. He swung the silver bow with one hand and smashed it at the natal cauldron while his other hand stretched out to meet Su Yan's fist. The moment the fist and palm collided, a muffled thunder exploded and tore through the sky. The mountain forest shook as countless leaves flew wildly. Blood splattered high into the air. You scoundrel! He Qingli's expression was sinister. His entire arm had been blasted apart. How could his body be so monstrous? However, the transcendent realm power in He Qingli's body caused Su Yan to tremble violently and bleed from the corner of his mouth. I'll definitely step into the transcendent realm. Su Yan was astonished. If not for his powerful body, he would have suffered greatly just now. Brat, I'd like to see how sturdy your body is. He Qingli's expression turned even uglier. Su Yan's body could withstand the power of the transcendent realm. It was truly terrifying. Still being stubborn? You're not even comparable to Go Jingming, and you still want to wait here to kill me? Who gave you the courage? Su Yan's eyes shot out light as he charged forward once again. His limbs and bones trembled with the aura of a true dragon. A blurry true dragon phantom soared from his spine and filled the sky. Damn it! He Qingli's transcendent realm spread and constantly recovered. However, what made him stare angrily was that Su Yan's natal cauldron was too shocking. It was tempered from a supreme-grade astral body and contained the power of the galaxy. As it slashed down, it vaguely distorted his transcendent realm's secret door. The cauldron revolved in the sky as Su Yan's aura blazed. Ong! His entire body seemed to have transformed into a true dragon. The moment the true dragon's secret skill was channeled, Su Yan's might shook the world. His entire body flowed with a golden radiance, and the aura of a true dragon spewed out of his pores, splitting the skies. This is the true dragon's secret technique. He Qingli's expression changed drastically. What kind of powerful secret technique was this? Su Yan, who was in the state of the true dragon's secret technique, dug out the strength of his body to the extreme. His body had turned into a killing machine that was even more shocking than a divine weapon. Boom! The natal cauldron suppressed He Qingli, suppressing a significant portion of his strength. When Su Yan pounced over, He Qingli screamed in pain. The forest was dead silent. Some of the wild beasts were trembling as if they had seen a soaring dragon roaming the 9 heavens and 10 lands swoop down to smash He Qingli into pieces. As for He Qingli's strongest strength, all sorts of transcendent realm light beams struck Su Yan's body, causing his body to tremble violently and his bones to nearly break. Pfft! Su Yan also exited the true dragon's secret technique state. He flew out and fell to the ground, coughing out a mouthful of blood. The transcendent realm power was very strong. Even with Su Yan's strong body, it was extremely difficult for him to resist. Luckily, my natal cauldron is strong enough. In addition to the true dragon's secret technique and my body, I have to cultivate to the 6th heaven as soon as possible before I can use the star pagoda in battle. Otherwise, the divine power in my body would be sucked dry. Su Yan thought to himself. He stood up, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and walked forward. This poor guy doesn't even have a spatial treasure. Su Yan searched He Qingli's body for a while, and took the silver bow. Without hesitation, he activated the space-breaking array and started to cross the territory. In less than an incense stick's worth of time after He Qingli was killed, waves of surging aura came crashing down furiously. Qingli! Gopeng was furious. His 3rd disciple was killed. His eyes immediately locked onto the activated space-breaking array. Bastard, let's see how far you can run. Gopeng was furious. He followed the space-breaking array's senses and started to chase after Su Yan. Old man, you won't be able to catch up with me even if you run until your legs break. I'm leaving first. Chapter 169. It's Arcade Hall's Gopeng. Deputy Hall Master Gopeng's body was boiling with anger. He was crossing the void, causing a huge commotion. In this vast region, there were many tribes and cities. Some of the cultivators who were watching noticed the experts who were crossing the void. However, Su Yan's speed was very fast with the void-breaking array. They could not see who Gopeng was chasing. Bastard! Gopeng almost spat out blood. Su Yan used void-breaking arrays one after another, squandering them like a rich man. Although his cultivation was profound, the divine power in his body could not withstand such consumption. Just like that, he was getting further and further away from Su Yan. He could only watch as Su Yan disappeared into the vast region. Damn it, there will be a day when I catch you. You can't escape from my grasp. Gopeng's hair stood on end as he let out a mournful roar. This was true dragon blood, and it was taken away by Su Yan just like that. This old thing. Su Yan had already crossed a great distance. He had used more than 50 void-breaking arrays, but he did not feel any heartache. Just like that, Su Yan was getting closer and closer to Arcade City. He stopped using void-breaking arrays and began to sprint through the vast region, leaving footprints in one ancient city after another. He was trying to understand Arcade Planet and the structure of the entire universe. Su Yan discovered that the cultivators of Arcade Planet had very little understanding of the universe. It was clear how difficult it was to step into the starry skies. Especially if one wanted to cross star fields, they would need a terrifying starry sky array. The cost was not something an ordinary force could afford. I don't know how long it will take for me to return to Earth. Su Yan had already seen more than a dozen cities. He muttered to himself and looked up at the starry skies. He smiled and said, "The sky is vast. Sooner or later, I, Su Yan, will also step into the starry skies and head to other star fields." These words caused the nearby people to sneer. The universe was vast, and the star fields were vast without root. Not to mention stepping into the starry skies, just being able to make a name for oneself on Alcade Planet was already an amazing matter. The entire Alcade Planet's territory was difficult to measure. This was only a border area, so it was hard to meet a powerhouse. Although Alcade City was one of the prosperous ancient cities, it was nothing compared to the vast Big Dipper star region. Su Yan set out on his journey. A month passed, and he did not encounter any danger. Instead, the dragon totem helped him find some heavenly materials and earthly treasures. However, Su Yan regretted that there were too few spirit herbs. Even if he could find them, they would be less than 2,000 years old. Right now, he was preparing to open the third sacred gate. Su Yan went into seclusion for 3 days and 3 nights in a spirit vein that was filled with abundant essence energy. In the wee hours of the morning, the mountains trembled as layers of powerful energy rose up from the ground, piercing through the clouds. The third holy gate opened with a loud bang, and the god force in his body flourished once again. Every time he opened a holy gate, the divine power in his body would skyrocket. Third layer of heaven. Su Yan stood on top of the mountain, his clothes fluttering in the wind. His body was glowing as his blood and chi surged. Every time he opened a saint gate, Su Yan's body would grow stronger. He gradually slowed down. During the night, he absorbed the essence of the stars to refine the starry sky divine furnace. During the day he traveled. Su Yan traveled a long way, and his understanding of the Big Dipper star region increased. The Big Dipper star region's paragon was Shuiguan, and it was said that he had been pursuing Bamboo Moon. This made Su Yan somewhat unhappy. What surprised him was that there was more than one Shuiguan in the Big Dipper star region. There was once a paragon physique, but he disappeared after a short period of time. It was said that Shuiguan defeated him, and the paragon physique's spirit was thwarted. He wondered if another paragon physique would appear in the Big Dipper star region in the future. The star tomb seems to be very important, Su Yan whispered in his heart. The Big Dipper star was an ancient star with supreme life. After it sank, it became a forbidden zone for life. The opening of the star tomb was not fixed. Sometimes it would not open even once in 1,000 years. However, there was great fortune in the star tomb. Su Yan also wanted to explore the core region of the star tomb. After all, he had mastered the Big Dipper fist. According to the ancient legends, when the Big Dipper star existed, if the Big Dipper fist was unleashed on the Big Dipper star, its power would be terrifying beyond compare. It could be considered a heavenly ability. However, because of the sinking of the Big Dipper star, the Big Dipper fist could no longer return to its peak. After 3 months, I'm finally here. Su Yan was excited. After 3 months, he had cultivated to the peak of the 3rd grade Tao Gate realm. He was only left with an 8,000-year-old spiritual herb. He was prepared to temper himself further so that he could step into the 4th level of the Tao Gate realm. On this day, when it was almost nighttime, an extremely majestic giant city appeared at the end of the horizon. The scene was shocking. This giant city was so majestic that it was like a planet. It was called Alcade City, and it automatically absorbed the essence of the stars in the sky. In the giant city, there was even the resplendent essence of heaven and earth surging like a sea of clouds. The essence of heaven and earth contained in the giant city was too vigorous. Su Yen observed the terrain and could faintly see that Alcade City was like a giant starry sky dragon that was about to rise from the ground. Good heavens, there's a huge dragon vein below. Su Yen was shocked. The dragon vein of Alcade's star was many times stronger than the dragon vein of Earth. In these few months, Su Yen had learned a lot of knowledge. A huge dragon vein was extremely rare. Once it appeared, it would definitely be fought over by various major forces. The entire Alcade star only had 3 huge dragon veins. The Alcade Hall occupied one, the other was in the southern region, and the last one was occupied by an ancient family. As for Alcade City, it belonged to the central region. Dragon veins were also divided into different grades. There were also all kinds of huge dragon veins. It was rumored that the Big Dipper Star Palace was rooted on a starry sky dragon vein. It could be considered a top-notch dragon vein. I estimate that I will only be qualified to grasp such a huge dragon vein after I cultivate to the 5th or 6th level of the Tao Gate realm. However, this is also the lowest grade of huge dragon vein. Alcade City, I'm coming. Su Yen rapidly approached Alcade City. He increasingly felt the grandeur of this huge city. The sun, moon, and stars seemed insignificant in front of this huge city. There were many cultivators entering the city. Su Yan's arrival attracted a lot of attention. He was like a barbarian. His entire body was dirty, and there was a lot of beast blood on his face. The surrounding people hurriedly distanced themselves from him, unwilling to approach. "Do you have an entrance fee?" The guard was suspicious. He felt that Su Yen was like a villager. Not just anyone could enter Alcade City. To stay here for a month, one had to pay 500 origin essence stones. If one didn't have enough money, they would be chased out. "I do." Su Yen directly took out a beast skin pouch from his back. It was filthy, and the guard disliked it very much. He scanned it with his origin spirit and found that there were 2,000 origin essence stones inside. He immediately beamed and called for Su Yen to quickly enter. "What a snob!" Su Yen muttered in his heart. When he glanced at his portrait at the city gate, Su Yan's face darkened. This Gopeng was really like a ghost that refused to leave. However, Su Yen had changed his appearance when he arrived. He moved his facial bones slightly, so there were some differences from his original appearance. Be careful. This is right under the nose of Alcade Palace. Only after arriving in the city did Su Yen experience the prosperity of the cultivation world. The wide streets were filled with people coming and going in an endless stream. Powerful cultivators could be seen everywhere. On both sides of the streets were all kinds of dazzling shops that sold all kinds of cultivation items. Su Yen was very familiar with it. He quickly found a shop and took out 1,000 origin essence stones to rent a cultivation room. He also asked the waiter to prepare some good clothes. "If I don't have money, I can only sleep on the streets." Su Yen knew that many disciples of small clans came to Alcade City to absorb the essence energy of the large dragon vein. However, renting a cultivation room was too expensive. They could only cultivate on the street. As for 1,000 origin essence stones, it was only enough to rent a low-class cultivation room for a month. Su Yen took a hot bath and changed into a clean set of clothes before leaving the shop. These shops sell all kinds of treasures. There are indeed many more things than those in small cities. Furthermore, there are even Dharma manifestation weapons to buy. However, the prices shocked Su Yen. A very ordinary Dharma manifestation weapon was priced at 1,000,000 origin essence stones. This is too expensive. The 9 Dragons treasure sword that I gave to Baokai can be sold for at least 10,000,000 origin essence stones. No, the 9 Dragons treasure sword is a Tao weapon. As for Tao weapons, they are not for sale. Su Yen walked around for half a day. In some of the luxurious shops, he did not find a Tao weapon. He asked the girl who recommended all kinds of treasures. The girl looked at him like he was an idiot. What kind of treasure was a Tao weapon? Who would take it out to sell? A single Dao weapon was enough to protect a family for 1,000 years. Bamboo Moon is rich. The value of the star pagoda is probably astronomical. Su Yen continued to walk for a while, and found a large shop in front of him. There were many people watching. He squeezed his way in and clenched his fists slightly. A group of slaves in ragged clothes were chained up with iron chains. Some of the slaves had powerful auras, like ferocious beasts. They had astonishing explosive power and were suitable for guarding a house. Some of the women with outstanding looks wore sexy gauze dresses. Their snow-white bodies were faintly discernible, attracting the attention of others. Come and take a look. These are vixens of excellent quality. It wasn't easy to hunt down 3 of them. 30,000 origin essence stones for one. Come and take a look. Some of the surrounding men's eyes were burning. They saw 3 beautiful vixens with voluptuous figures. They were extremely charming and had snow-white skin. They were lovely and moving. They were being judged and haggled in public. Su Yan's mood was terrible. If Earth had been enslaved by Zhu Hong and the others back then, the people of Earth would have been transported here and become slaves. Su Yan's gaze fell on a man with a wooden expression. It was a young slave. He was tall and muscular, with dark yellow skin and messy hair. His hands and feet were bound by iron chains. He was silent and his eyes were lifeless. For some reason, Su Yen felt that there was something wrong with this slave. He even felt a sense of familiarity. Su Yen was a little suspicious. He observed carefully for a while and found that the slave was staring at him with lifeless eyes. His eyes were very deep, like a deep pool. He just stared at Su Yen. Just as Su Yen was about to open his mouth and buy this slave, someone beat him to it. Sigh. Su Yen shook his head. There were countless slaves in the world. What was the use of sympathy? Su Yen left and walked on the street. He walked very quickly, wanting to get away from this place. He was looking for a business alliance, the Cosmos Business Alliance. In the entire Alcade planet, only Alcade City had the Cosmos Business Alliance. He had learned over the past few months that the Cosmos Business Alliance was a business alliance that spanned across Starfield. Its financial strength was frightening. It was said that this business alliance was established by a group of big shots who traversed the universe. Even the Big Dipper Palace Hall wouldn't easily offend the Cosmos Business Alliance. First of all, they had the ability to transport goods between the major star field. This method was already very frightening. It was said that some of the major powers in the Big Dipper star field had dealings with the Cosmos Business Alliance. Su Yen wanted to sell the stolen goods, but only the Cosmos Business Alliance dared to buy them. Baokai Shop. Su Yen was surprised when he noticed a shop from the corner of his eye. He also noticed that there were a lot of onlookers and business was booming. Most of them were women. Where are Tai Baokai and Teacher Yuan? Su Yen walked in to take a look. When he entered, his face darkened. He could confirm that this was a shop opened by Tai Baokai. F***CK. Chapter 170. The store was filled with young women who were dressed gorgeously and had extraordinary temperaments. They were all young ladies from wealthy families. They were all fighting over various goods and discussing excitedly, but they all looked shy and charming. Although the store wasn't big, it couldn't even be squeezed in. Su Yen only took a few glances inside before he was pushed out. He was stunned. Only Tai Baokai would do something like this. It couldn't be Yuan. He was sure that it was Tai Baocai's store. Su Yen used all his strength to squeeze in. A group of young and beautiful women angrily hit him, and Su Yen was pushed out again. Su Yen squatted there and waited until there were fewer people before he went in. After half a day, the Baokai store's goods were all sold out. Only then did the women leave, still unsatisfied. Before they left, they told the waiter to leave something for them when the store opened for business the next morning. How much did Tai Baokai earn? Where did it get the origin essence stones to rent a store? Su Yen squatted at the entrance and looked at the beautiful women who were trying to woo him. They were all curvaceous and had good figures. Their sexy black stockings wrapped around their snow-white thighs, attracting the attention of passers-by. Some men couldn't help but feel their blood boil. The Baokai store's reputation had spread far and wide. Some stores wanted to copy it, but the Baokai store released all kinds of new goods day after day, catching them off guard. They could only watch as the Baokai store grew bigger day by day, accumulating a lot of popularity. "Little brother, we're already closed. Come back tomorrow. The goods are all sold out." A few young women in the store were panting and tired. The goods on the counter were all sold out. Where did Tai Baokai go? Su Yen walked up and asked in a low voice. Hearing this, the old man in charge of the store was shocked. He narrowed his eyes and stared at Su Yen warily. "Who are you?" "Let me tell you, our store has already cooperated with the Cosmos Business Alliance. We won't cooperate with any other powers." Su Yen was also shocked. Tai Baokai could cooperate with the Cosmos Business Alliance? "I'm a friend of Tai Baokai," Su Yen said in a low voice. "I know what kind of black stockings, bras, and underwear you're selling. You're too expensive. You dare to sell a pair of black stockings for 300 origin essence stones? Tai Baokai is too shady. Go call it out." The little old man stammered. "You get what you pay for. Don't you know how many people pay attention to those women wearing sexy lingerie? Women have to dress themselves up. They have to be willing to spend money and put in their capital." Su Yan's face darkened. Tai Baokai had opened an underwear store, and its business was booming. "Go call Tai Baokai over," Su Yan urged. "Tell him that I'm Su Yan. Tell him to come out." "Oh, so you're Su Yan." The old man immediately became spirited and warmly greeted Su Yan. He grinned and said, "Uncle Baokai told me about you. I didn't think you'd really come. However, Uncle Baokai isn't home. He's been gone for more than a month. I don't know when he'll be back." Su Yan let out a sigh of relief. It really was Tai Baokai. It seemed like it was fine. "When did this store open?" Su Yan asked. "What's the deal with the Cosmos Business Alliance? How could it be easy to open a store in Alcade City? Our store had just opened, and Alcade Palace Hall wanted to swallow up our business. Fortunately, Uncle Baokai and the manager of the Cosmos Business Alliance pulled us in. They said that in the future, our goods will be sold in the universe." "That's a store in the vast universe." The old man was so excited that his entire body was trembling. "What?" Su Yen was stunned. To think that there was such a thing. "The Cosmos Business Alliance will give you a share of the profits?" Su Yen asked. "Wasn't this selling a fortune? How is that possible?" "The Cosmos Business Alliance will at most give some benefit." The old man shook his head and said, "After all, it's clothes. A tailor can imitate it with a few glances. The main thing is to fight speed. They want to earn a huge amount of money in the shortest time possible. That's why the Cosmos Business Alliance cooperated with Uncle Baokai. Uncle Baokai provided a fresh idea, so they gave him a sum of money. It's actually not much, but the manager of the Cosmos Business Alliance said that if the goods sold well in the universe, they would give Tai Baokai a commission." Su Yen nodded. These stockings were very easy to imitate. They would only earn a little more in the early stages. However, if they were to open lingerie stores in the universe, they would definitely be able to earn a huge amount of money in a short period of time. Just in time. "I'm going to the Cosmos Business Alliance." Su Yen pondered for a moment and said, "Can you introduce me to someone?" "Of course. The person who contacted Uncle Baokai is an incredible person," the old man said very enthusiastically. "If you have other ideas, you can tell this important person. She came a few days ago and urged Uncle Baokai to give her some more ideas. However, Uncle Baokai went out, so I can't do anything." "That's good. Let's go." Su Yen smiled treacherously. This thing had too many tricks, and he could not count them all. Just like that, the old man brought Su Yen to the Cosmos Business Alliance. Su Yen was surprised. The entire street belonged to the Cosmos Business Alliance. It covered an area of more than 10 square kilometers. However, there were relatively fewer cultivators here. Those who could come to the Cosmos Business Alliance had powerful backgrounds. The old man brought Su Yen to the Cosmos Business Alliance with ease. He took out a jade token and handed it to the young lady who served them. He said, "We have something to discuss with Lady Xioning." The young lady quickly nodded. Xioning was an important person in the Cosmos Business Alliance branch in Alcade City. She didn't dare to delay and quickly informed Xioning. The old man left. Su Yen waited quietly for a while. The young lady came back and took Su Yen away. The Underground Business Alliance was very big. There were some cultivators in the hall. There were all kinds of treasures on the counter. Su Yen couldn't take it all in. Along the way, they went to the Merchants Alliance on the 3rd level. There were very few people here, and they were all in private rooms. Lady Xioning is here. You can go in by yourself. The young lady left. Su Yen pushed open a purple wooden door. When he walked in, his heart trembled. He smelled a strange fragrance. His primordial spirit in his forehead was stimulated to the point that it shone brightly. Su Yen was shocked. This fragrance could help the primordial spirit cultivate, nourish the soul energy, and calm the mind. Good heavens, what kind of fragrance is this? Su Yen saw an incense burner. Smoke curled up and auspicious clouds shot out. The fragrance made Su Yan's primordial spirit burn. It must be very valuable. Su Yen was speechless. This Xioning was too rich. The room was not small. The decorations were simple and elegant. He walked in. The scene here made Su Yan's heart beat faster. Xioning was lazily lying on the recliner. Her waist was slender, and her curvaceous body was fully exposed. She was wearing a bright red cheongsam, which made her look extremely charming and charming. Her snow-white lotus arms were exposed to the outside, and the white was very dazzling, especially the split cheongsam, revealing the beautiful legs wrapped in sexy black stockings, showing the charm of a woman to the fullest. "You're here. Please take a seat." Xioning opened her eyes. Her long and narrow eyes moved. When she noticed Su Yan's appearance, she was a little surprised. She stood up. Her ample buttocks were full. Her temperament was elegant and mature. Her every move exuded a mature womanly charm. Su Yen couldn't help but take a few more glances. This woman's temperament was the complete opposite of Bamboo Moon. Bamboo Moon had a graceful and elegant classical beauty, while Xioning was like a delicate rose. She was enchanting and charming. "Where's the Baokai?" Xioning looked at Su Yen with great interest. She had a strong interest in the Tai Baokai. The fluffy and extremely cute panda was very greedy, which gave Xioning a headache. "Miss, the Baokai is not in the shop." Su Yen sat down and said, "I heard that you need some ideas. I came to provide them." "You? Am I that old?" Xioning's bright red lips hooked up a seductive arc. She smiled and said, "Don't call me you. Call me Xioning. I do need some ideas. If you have them, tell me directly. I will pay you." Xioning." Su Yen scratched his head and glanced at Xioning. He couldn't help but recall some scenes in the blockbuster. He compared her with Xioning. He couldn't help but curse in his heart, "What a goblin!" "Are you saying that I'm a goblin?" Xioning walked with light step. Her black hair fluttered gently. Her eyes were long and narrow. Her waist was slender, and her legs were faintly discernible under the skirt. She was alluring. "You know what I'm thinking." Su Yen was shocked. How could she know what he was thinking? "What's so strange about that?" "It's just telepathy. You didn't hide in front of me, so I can feel some of your thoughts." Xioning's words made Su Yan's hair stand. There was such a supernatural power. Su Yen quickly collected his thoughts and said awkwardly, "I saw Miss Xioning's stunning appearance and couldn't help but sigh. I have ideas, a lot of them." Oh, tell me quickly, or draw them down. Zhixuning's eyes lit up. With the fresh clothes provided by Tai Baokai, she felt that she could make a lot of money. She could even build up her foundation in the Cosmos Business Alliance. Su Yan was very embarrassed. He projected some images with his primordial spirit. However, these images didn't make Zhixuning angry. Instead, she was very happy. Good. She was a woman and naturally knew what women like. Although these undergarments were a little explicit, once they were publicized, they would sell like hotcakes. After all, the ideas Su Yan gave her were developed by modern people on Earth. The Big Dipper starfield and the universe had the same style as ancient Huaxia, so she hadn't come into contact with such things. Is there anything else? Zhixuning smiled. If there is, just give it to me. Don't be stingy like Tai Baokai. Don't worry, there will be plenty of benefits for you. Hearing this, Su Yan stood up and said, Miss Xuning, I don't need any benefits. I just want you to help me find something. I'll pay for it. Tell me. Zhixuning was a little surprised. Sacred medicine. Su Yan's words made Zhixuning frown. She looked at Su Yan and said, Little guy, are you trying to make me happy? Even if I can help you find sacred medicine, can you afford it? Hearing this, Su Yan quickly said, I don't need a single stalk. I need a part of it. A part of it. Seeing that Zhixuning wasn't shocked, Su Yan took a deep breath. It seemed that he had met a woman with power. This woman's power was terrifying. She might not be much inferior to Bamboo Moon. Sure, but you have to be able to afford it. Zhixuning thought for a while and said, But you have to wait a few years. After a few years, I will send you a batch of goods. I can help you get a part of the sacred medicine. A few years? Su Yan smiled bitterly. I can't wait a few years. I'm asking for medicine to save my life. So that's how it is. Zhixuning frowned and said, Then that's troublesome. If you want a stock of sacred medicine, I can help you open the Starry Sky formation and send you the goods. But a small part is not worth the price. The Cosmos Business Alliance won't make a loss. Su Yan was bald. This was his only hope, and it was destroyed so mercilessly. Chapter 171. Auction. Su Yan's eyes lit up. If a large-scale auction were to be held in the Big Dipper starfield, which was a flourishing cultivation starfield, it would definitely attract powerhouses from all over. He might really be able to obtain some primordial divine elixirs. Yes, on the premise that your item is good enough. The Cosmos Business Alliance won't help you advertise ordinary items. Zhixuning was enchanting and beautiful, her lips bright red. She knew very well that even a portion of primordial divine elixirs could not be exchanged for ordinary items. What Su Yan took out next surprised Zhixuning. True dragon's blood. Zhixuning's eyes were sparkling as she received the jar that Su Yan had taken out. After the jar was opened, waves after waves of exuberant essence blood undulations spread out. There was even a phenomenon of a real dragon soaring into the sky. How is it? Su Yan was a little nervous. Zhixuning was thinking, and this gave Su Yan a bad feeling. He took out 2 more jars. Do you have more? Zhixuning asked. Su Yan shook his head and smiled bitterly. Is it still not enough? Hearing this, Zhixuning was silent for a while, then said, How should I put it? It's definitely valuable, but it's a pity that this true dragon's blood has lost a lot of its divine power over the years. I can only say that it's a type of true dragon's blood of the lowest level. Su Yan sighed. It was similar to what he had imagined. The divine power contained in the true dragon's blood was limited. Otherwise, his physical body would have been greatly enhanced when he was reconstructing it. But, Zhixuning smiled again, her eyes rippling with heart-trembling waves. She said with a smile, 3 jars of true dragon's blood, about 5 kilograms. It's a lot. Although the value is lower, it's worth advertising. I estimate that there's a 50% chance of exchanging it for the primordial divine elixirs you need. 50%. Su Yan frowned. This was not the result he wanted. He wanted 100%. This is already very high. Do you think essence divine herbs are cabbages? Zixuning smiled and said, I estimate that there are no more than 10 sacred medicines in the entire Big Dipper constellation. Of course, these are just ordinary sacred medicines. As for primordial divine medicines, they are very rare. Even a small portion of them is worth a lot. They can be used as healing sacred medicines. Well then, I'll leave it to you, Miss Xioning. Su Yan sighed slightly. He could only wait for the auction to start and see the result. I'll do my best. Zixuning returned the true dragon blood to Su Yan and said, You must come to the auction. Otherwise, you will be blacklisted by the Cosmos Business Alliance. I understand. Su Yan nodded. He continued to ask, Does the Business Alliance have star rice? Hearing this, Zixuning rolled her eyes. For a moment she was charming and dazzling. She sneered and said, It's just star rice. We have plenty of top-grade star rice here. Tell me, how much do you want? Top-grade star rice? Su Yan was a little surprised. Zixuning transmitted her voice to the people outside. Soon, the star rice was delivered. There were 3 types of star rice. Su Yan had eaten the first type of star rice before. The second type of star rice contained even more star divine energy. As for the third type of star rice, it was astonishing. The golden star rice contained exuberant star divine energy. Every grain of rice was engraved with golden stars. This was the golden rice. Although it was small, its appearance was mystical. It was filled with golden light. How much is this golden rice? Su Yan was envious. This thing was a little precious. 1 grain was worth more than 10 ordinary grains. Of course, more importantly, this star rice contained very pure divine power. It was very suitable for the human body to absorb. Only trade, not sell. Zixuning was like a vixen. She squinted her long and narrow eyes and said, I don't tell ordinary people. Top-grade star rice can't be traded with origin essence stones. It requires some rare treasures. Or you can take out the heavenly essence stone. Su Yan didn't know what the heavenly essence stone was. He made a prompt decision and took out Go Peng's astral treasure and handed it to Zixuning. This thing looks familiar. Little guy, I really underestimated you. Zixuning chuckled. Her eyes were shining. She stared at the astral treasure for a while and said with surprise, You really want to sell it? This treasure is about to be born. Once it is born, its value will increase by dozens of times. Su Yan did not expect Go Peng, this old thing, to be so close to comprehending the great Tao. A great being who could nurture a Tao weapon was extremely terrifying and belonged to the universe. Go Peng was only half a step away from becoming a universe great being. There was no need to say more about the value of a Tao divine weapon. It was extremely rare and precious. This astral treasure was considered a quasi-Tao divine weapon, so its value was shocking. This is an astral treasure. Su Yan said, The value can't be too low, right? Of course. The value of this treasure is not inferior to an ordinary Tao divine weapon. Zixuning pondered for a while and said, This astral treasure can be exchanged for 3,000 grains of top-grade star rice. What? Only 3,000 grains? Su Yan was shocked. This was too cheap. You think it's too little? Zixuning rolled her eyes at Su Yan and said, Do you think top-grade star rice is cabbage? Even the legacy disciples of Alcade Palace Hall can't eat it often. I spent Deli's chi to buy it from Big Dipper Palace Hall. As the saying goes, the rarer something is, the more expensive it is. This is already a lot. I dare to bet that in the entire Alcade city, there isn't a single chamber of commerce that sells top-grade star rice. Zixuning's solemn vow made Su Yan speechless. He pondered for a while and chose to trade. Don't worry. You won't lose too much. Zixuning's words made Su Yan's face turn black. He didn't know the market. If you have other ideas, you can give them to me at once. I'll give you a satisfactory price. Zi Xiaoning was very interested in the lingerie store. I'll tell you when I think of something. I'll take my leave first. I'll come again when the auction starts. Su Yan stood up and bid his farewells. Zi Xiaoning gave Su Yan an invitation card and repeatedly urged him to come. The room quieted down. Zi Xiaoning lazily reclined on a recliner. Her voluptuous figure rose and fell, and her eyes were slightly closed. Miss, you shouldn't have too much involvement with the people of Buried Region. Ripples appeared in the space as a black-robed figure walked out. His body was faintly emitting terrifying spatial fluctuations. He said in a low voice, "If the family finds out, there will be a lot of trouble. Some people want to see you make a fool of yourself." Zi Xiaoning. Very few people knew that she was the person in charge of the Cosmos Business Alliance in Big Dipper Star region. It could be said that her authority reached the heavens. In the Cosmos Business Alliance, she was an important figure. She controlled a terrifying amount of resources and could easily cause a great commotion in the universe. Hearing this, Zi Xiaoning was silent for a moment. Then, she said, "This Su Yan shouldn't be someone from Buried Region." The black-robed figure bitterly smiled. "Miss, that mysterious Tai Baokai has a mysterious origin. I can't see through it at all. However, it has the aura of Buried Region on its body, and it's very thick. Since this little fellow is related to the Tai Baokai, it's best to avoid contact with him if possible." Buried Region was a place that could cause great figures to pale with fright. It was the most terrifying life-forbidden zone. Many terrifying superpowers had their eyes on Buried Region. As long as one lived in Buried Region, they were on their must-kill list. The Cosmos Business Alliance has been in chaos for the past few years. If we can find that thing in the Star Tomb, then things will be different. Zi Xiaoning's words caused the black-robed figure to laugh. The Star Tomb is indeed about to open. When the Big Dipper star collapsed, my clan's supreme treasure was buried along with it. If we want to find someone to take the treasure, I think it's best to find Shueguan. After all, his combat strength in the Big Dipper star region is superb. He has the greatest hope. Humph, Shueguan. I admit that he is strong. He can be considered invincible among his peers in the Big Dipper star region. However, his appetite is too great. Someone in my clan must have come into contact with him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have asked for such an exorbitant price. What does he take me, Zi Xiaoning, for? Zi Xiaoning's beautiful face flashed with coldness. It was obvious that she had discussed this matter with Shueguan. However, it hadn't gone as well as she had expected. She also knew that finding Shueguan was the best choice, but how precious was a great supernatural ability? A great supernatural ability? That's a good deal. The black-robed figure couldn't help but say. Zi Xiaoning's face was unfriendly. She snorted and said, "In his dreams. Besides, this Su Yan isn't simple either. This star treasure should be Go Peng's. He was able to escape from Go Peng's clutches and come here. Su Yan isn't simple either. He must have come from another galaxy. I have never seen the ideas that Tai Baokai and Su Yan gave me. I admit that. However, you can't be pinning your hopes on this little guy, right?" The black-robed figure said helplessly. "Let him walk with a group of young geniuses from another galaxy. Do you think they are the same kind of people? I'm just giving it a try. Besides, I don't need to pay anything," Zi Xiaoning said calmly. "I think Miss should go to the Big Dipper Palace. You have a good relationship with Bamboo Moon. Why don't you let her help you select some elites?" The black-robed figure said again. He didn't think highly of Su Yan at all. Bamboo Moon may be the Star Lord, but the Big Dipper Palace has a group of old farts suppressing her. In addition, the 7 star palaces are eyeing her covetously. It's said that a part of the Big Dipper Palace's important inheritance is still in the Big Dipper. She needs people now. I don't want to trouble her. Besides, it's not good to let the Big Dipper Palace know about this. Zi Xiaoning rubbed her sun's star. She had a headache. The thing she was looking for was too important. She couldn't just ask someone to help her. Su Yen returned. He was preparing to go into seclusion for a period of time to refine all 3,000 grains of star rice. Su Yen was a little surprised. When he was about to reach the cultivation room, he saw the slave he had met before. This young man was sitting on the ground. His whole body was dirty. There were some bloodstains left behind by the chains on his body. His messy hair was draped over his shoulders. He sat there and looked at the sky. His skin was dark yellow. It was obvious that he was lacking in nutrition. Sigh. Su Yen shook his head and sighed. He went to a nearby restaurant and bought a basket of steaming buns. He placed it in front of the young man. The young man raised his head and saw Su Yen. He lowered his head and looked at the steaming buns that Su Yen placed in front of him. His calloused hands held one in each hand. He gnawed on it crazily. It looked like he had gone crazy from hunger. Hurry up and think of a way to leave. Chapter 172. This cultivation room wasn't big, but the essence energy that permeated the air was vigorous. Su Yen sat cross-legged and took out 3,000 grains of star rice. He murmured, "Ever since I came to Alcade Planet, I haven't cultivated properly. I'll cultivate in Alcade City during this time and wait for the auction to start. I hope I can cultivate the Starry Sky Divine Furnace. This way, my survival on Alcade Planet will be greatly enhanced." Su Yen ate the first grain of golden rice. After chewing it, strands of golden divine light inside the golden rice sprinkled down, falling into his body. This divine light contained the divine power of the stars and was very pure. He didn't even need to refine it to nourish his body. This kind of energy was naturally beneficial to the human body. It nourished the body and strengthened the body's divine treasures. If he could eat the best star rice for a long time, his body would transform into a star treasure body. Of course, this was very difficult. The star treasure body was second only to the king body. It's really powerful. Let's start cultivating the Starry Sky Divine Furnace. Su Yen took a deep breath and closed his eyes. He followed the initial sutra's method of tempering his body. His body glowed, and his bones and tendons hummed in unison, producing rhythmic sounds. A sonorous sound could be heard. Heaven and Earth Furnace, Golden Body Furnace, Starry Sky Divine Furnace. The Heaven and Earth Furnace mainly cultivates the source of blood. The Golden Body Furnace mainly cultivates the body's shell. As for the Starry Sky Divine Furnace, it mainly cultivates the 5 viscera, tendons, and bones, chi body and interior. 3 grades of body tempering technique. Once Su Yen finished cultivating all 3 of them, his physical body's combat prowess would be terrifying. With the 3 great furnaces combined, he would be able to dig out the potential of his physical body and lay down a shocking foundation. Only then could he cultivate the core body tempering method of the initial sutra, the Great Tao Heavenly Furnace. Once the Great Tao Heavenly Furnace was cultivated, it would be truly terrifying. Su Yan's combat strength would be completely different. He could be called a universe powerhouse. Every grain of star rice contained the pure power of the stars. It began to nourish the 5 viscera and temper the body's bones and tendons. If he could complete it, Su Yan's bones would be like a mountain and his 5 viscera would be like a sea of stars. At that time, Su Yan's body would erupt with powerful vitality. His combat strength would be extraordinary, and it would be easy to move mountains and rivers, day after day. Every day, the energy released from Su Yan's body would grow stronger. What a joke! This was the highest grade star rice. Even if one had the money, it would be hard to buy it. Bastard! On this day, in the depths of Brilliant City, this isolated world was suffused with the flames of fury. Goping had almost breathed his last. He had just received an invitation from the Cosmos Business Alliance. The invitation contained a batch of valuable items, and he saw true dragon blood among them. This true dragon blood had just appeared a few days ago. The true dragon blood that Su Yan had given to the Cosmos Business Alliance had been added to the auction by Zi Xiaoning. Why do you think so? This was because Go Peng had seen an astral treasure in the auction. This was his treasure. If Go Jingming hadn't gone to explore the Star Tomb, he wouldn't have taken out such a treasure to protect Go Jingming. How bold! Who is it? Isn't this too unscrupulous? Killing Go Jingming is one thing, but to actually take out Go Peng's treasure and auction it. We must find him. The people outside are laughing at our Brilliance planet. We must find him. The entire Brilliance Hall was in an uproar. After all, the treasure that Go Peng had refined was quite famous. With his status in Brilliance Hall, all the major powers knew about it. But the Cosmos Business Alliance was still the Cosmos Business Alliance. Even if Go Peng had more courage, he still wouldn't dare to offend the Cosmos Business Alliance. This matter caused an uproar, but Su Yan wasn't aware of it. He had been cultivating all this time. A few days later, deep rumbling sounds that sounded like thunder started to ripple from the depths of his flesh shell. At first it was very weak, but as time passed, the thunderous sounds coming from Su Yan's body became louder and louder. Dong dong dong. His limbs and bones rippled with golden light, and his internal organs resounded with rhythmic sounds. His organs seemed to have turned into golden divine ponds. They were filled with the aura of the starry skies, and there were vague images of celestial bodies rising and falling. Su Yan had already eaten 1,000 golden grains of rice. Every day, Su Yan's aura changed. This continued for half a month. Su Yan's organs began to emit sounds like waves crashing against each other. A strange phenomenon appeared behind him. It was as if thousands of layers of golden waves were whistling up. This was a very shocking manifestation. This was the potential power that originated from Su Yan's physical body. It was the power that belonged to his physical body. Su Yan's organs were like golden divine ponds, filled with vigorous strength. The bones in his body began to resonate. Under the nourishment of the starry rice, his bones turned a light gold color. Another half a month passed. Su Yan's bones changed. They were filled with a mountain-like aura. This was a vigorous and imposing strength that seemed to be able to pierce through the skies. The bones began to resonate, just like the celestial bones. There wasn't much starry rice left. Su Yan swallowed it all in one go. He was a little disappointed. There was still too little starry rice. Bam! Su Yan's body recovered. Waves of vigorous strength emerged from within and broke out of his body. At this moment, it was as if there was a star revolving in Su Yan's body. It was being released from the inside out. It was an astonishing scene. Su Yan's body turned golden. The source of his qi and blood was like a rising and falling river. When the internal strength passed through his limbs and bones, his body was filled with a terrifying strength that could easily shatter the skies. Heaven and earth furnace, golden body furnace, and starry sky divine furnace. At the moment when the basic secret technique of the three great initial scriptures was activated, Su Yan's strength was monstrous. His entire body seemed to have transformed into a piece of divine metal that was filled with an indestructible and overbearing strength. The powerful body carried the power of the three gates of Daesong. When the Initiation Sutra was activated, Su Yan's aura skyrocketed. Very good. Su Yan's face was filled with joy. His battle prowess had increased once again. His close combat strength had greatly increased. Ordinary Transcendent Realm experts would find it difficult to threaten Su Yan's life. It seems like the fourth sacred gate is about to open. Su Yan didn't use the 8,000-year-old spiritual herbs. Instead, he took out a large amount of Origin Essence stones. He still had a lot of Origin Essence stones on him. Surging Origin Essence Qi was released from his body. Tens of thousands of Origin Essence stones were petrified, and the Origin Essence Qi flowed into the life springs. The fourth sacred door that had been loosened finally opened under Su Yan's continuous attacks. Su Yan's aura climbed steadily. He had stepped into the fourth heavenly layer of the Tao Gate realm. The divine energy in his body was even more turbulent. After all, he was opening a sacred gate. Every time he opened a sacred gate, his battle prowess would increase by a notch. Once the 9 gates of Daesong were opened, the divine energy in Su Yan's body would be extremely terrifying. It's a pity that I don't have enough spiritual herbs. Also, the origin essence stones are less useful to me. On a supreme ancient planet like the Alcade planet, there should be better origin essence stones than the origin essence stones, right? He sighed. He needed spiritual herbs. The main thing was that he had enough of them. With his physical body's foundation, he would soon be able to stand at the 9th heavenly layer of the Tao Gate realm. Su Yan calculated the time. The auction was approaching. He started to comprehend the true dragon secret technique. Su Yan reckoned that if the dragon totem obtained other things, it would definitely evolve the true dragon secret technique to an even more profound level. He had to grasp it as soon as possible. This way, when it evolved, it would be easier to understand. Days passed by. Su Yan was also very anxious. He didn't know if he could use the true dragon blood to exchange for the essence divine elixir. He took out the frost jade bed from the phoenix hairpin. The frost jade bed had shrunk a little. Isiyun was lying on the frost jade bed. Her body was overflowing with light, and her body was faintly emitting wisps of divine light. Without a doubt, Isiyun's physique was very special. After absorbing the divine energy of the frost jade bed, her physique would definitely be even stronger if she woke up. Su Yan looked at Inisi. His fists slowly clenched as he looked at her aged face. This ice beauty, who was once a natural beauty, had become a living dead because of him. Isi, don't worry. I will definitely save you. In this world, there must be a power that can rejuvenate one. Su Yan took a deep breath and stored the frost jade bed into the phoenix hairpin's spatial zone. He calmed his heart and started to comprehend the true dragon secret technique again. After a few days, Su Yan came out of seclusion. He calculated the time and realized that it was almost time for the auction to begin. Let's go out and take a look. There must be some important figures in Brilliant City. Su Yan got up and left. When he came outside, he could feel that there were more cultivators with powerful auras in Brilliant City than before. He even saw many mutated beasts with powerful auras in the city. Although this scene was somewhat out of place, the mutated beasts could move freely in the city. There were also some strange-looking people. They all had human bodies, but their bodies were different from humans. Su Yan was greatly surprised. He looked at a man with a pair of wings on his back. His wings were surrounded by flames that could burn through space. The winged man noticed Su Yan's strange gaze. He glared at Su Yan. His eyes were surrounded by flames, giving Su Yan a fright. He felt dizzy. I can't look blindly. It is said that there are billions of races in the universe. The human race is just one of them. Su Yan thought to himself. Qilin horned beast. It was a mutated beast covered in black scales. It had a horn on its forehead that spewed out a black fiendish aura. Its eyes were cold and its body was emitting vigorous blood essence fluctuations. It shocked everyone around. This was a young Qilin horned beast, but its aura was very powerful. Su Yan felt suppressed. This Qilin horned beast was an extraordinary genius. It followed behind a black-clothed old man. This old man also had a black horn on his head that interweaved with profound Tao marks. Without a doubt, this was a powerful Qilin horned beast that had transformed into a human. The Qilin horned beast behind him should be his son. Su Yan left and prepared to go to the Baokai shop to take a look. As he walked, Su Yan realized that someone was following him. He turned his head in confusion and saw the tall slave he met before. Su Yan frowned. After walking for a while, he realized that this person was still following him. I say, you can't keep following me. Su Yan felt a headache. Chapter 173. Could it be that he's a mute? Su Yen shook his head slightly and walked to the Baokai shop regardless. On the way, he bought another basket of buns and handed it to him. Don't follow me. Wait for me here. Su Yan's words seemed to make the young man understand. He nodded and squatted on the ground to nibble on the bun. This guy, if he's caught by the city guards, it will be troublesome. I'll send him out later. As an aboriginal planet, Su Yen was not a hard-hearted person. However, it was not a good idea for him to follow him like this. Su Yen knew that he had a lot of trouble. The Baokai shop was still very lively. Some women dressed in sexy clothes were shouting in the shop, and the cultivators passing by frequently glanced at them. Make way, make way! Su Yen tried his best to squeeze in. Anyway, he was not at a disadvantage. The women in the crowd shouted and scolded. A man squeezing in like this made their eyes spit fire. What was a man doing in such a private shop? Su Yan's face was not red, and he was not out of breath. He shouted, "Make way, I'm here to deliver the goods. I'm here to deliver the goods." The room was filled with soft fragrance and warm jade. Suddenly, there was a burst of laughter. These women chattered and asked if there were any new goods. Some of them even boldly pulled Su Yan's hand and asked him to go to their houses to do it. Su Yan complained incessantly and shouted, "Don't worry, the new goods will be here soon. I guarantee that they will be sexy and enchanting. They will be very tempting. They will definitely hook your ideal husband and make you a bride every night. Girls, don't worry." The women around blushed and fiercely took a bite. Su Yan laughed and walked in. He saw that the goods in the shop were almost sold out. Panting heavily, the little old man said with a flushed face, "Su Yan, you're finally here. Hurry up and get some new goods and take the opportunity to make a fortune. There are many lingerie shops in Brilliant City now, and they're snatching business for us. We must act quickly, or else the popularity we've accumulated will slowly dissipate." The little old man knew that some large lingerie stores had opened and even had ample supplies. The reason why their shop was so popular was because of the endless ideas left behind by Tai Baokai. There were too many variations. "I was waiting for you to give you some ideas." Su Yan whispered, "Is Tai Baokai back yet?" "I don't know. Grandpa Baokai has been gone for a few months, and there's still no trace of it." The little old man quickly said, "Could it have met with an accident?" "How is that possible? It's as timid as its life. It runs faster than anyone else when something is wrong." Su Yan's reply made the little old man happy. Then, Su Yan whispered, "How many origin essence stones have you sold during this time? Where did you store them?" The little old man jumped in fright and said in a panic, "Grandpa Baokai told me that if I'm missing even a single piece, he'll make me go out and scavenge for dung." "It's fine. Give me a portion of the origin essence stones. I need them urgently." Su Yan hurriedly said, "I've already drawn up the new ideas, and I can still make a fortune." "But," the little old man stammered. He didn't dare to make a decision on this matter. "It's fine. Give me half of the origin essence stones. I'll give you half of the money for Tai Baocai's shop." Su Yan spouted nonsense and said, "Also, I can't be at ease leaving such a large sum of money at home." This was the little old man's sore point. He couldn't even let go of the origin essence stones. He was really afraid that something unexpected would happen. He didn't have a spatial treasure to take it away. Su Yan patted his chest and assured him that everything would be fine. Only then did the little old man slowly relax. He gritted his teeth and said, "If something unexpected happens, you can't let me take the blame. If Grandpa Baokai blames me, I won't be able to handle it." "Don't worry. It'll definitely be fine," Su Yan urged. The little old man brought Su Yan upstairs. When they arrived, Su Yan's heart trembled. Everything upstairs was filled with origin essence stones. If it weren't for the protection of the formation, this mountain of origin essence stones would definitely draw the envy of others. "There's at least 600,000 origin essence stones." Su Yen looked like he had seen a ghost. How could this underwear shop make so much money? This isn't all the shop's profit. The little old man's head was like a rattledrum. After 3 months of rent and 100,000 origin essence stones, there's about 200,000 origin essence stones in total. As he spoke, the old man wiped off his drool. This was already a profitable business. He would earn 100,000 origin essence stones a month. The little old man sighed. Unfortunately, we don't need to use our initial funds. Otherwise, how could it be just 100,000? Even 1,000,000 wouldn't be a problem. The little old man was in charge of the shop, so he naturally knew the shop's situation. There wasn't enough supply, and Tai Baokai had been gone for a few months. There was no way for them to expand the shop. Actually, it's only been half a year. I estimate that in a few more months, when the business of the other big shops picks up, we won't be able to make such shocking profits. Su Yen muttered. However, Tai Baokai had already made a huge profit. 1,000,000 origin essence stones was a huge fortune. Even Go Peng would find it difficult to take out so many origin essence stones. Su Yen didn't dare take too much, afraid that Tai Baokai would faint from heartache. These origin essence stones should be enough. I wonder if there will be any dusty treasures at the auction? Su Yen thought to himself. Added to the origin essence stones he had on him, he had gathered a total of 200,000 origin essence stones. After going downstairs and seeing the quiet shop, Su Yen was puzzled. He saw a group of girls pointing and whispering, even taking the initiative to open a path. Who's here? Why are they so scared? Su Yen was suspicious. He stood at the door and looked into the distance. He heard the rumbling of wheels rolling over the ground. The entire street was slightly shaking. Su Yen was amazed. It was like the traffic lights on Earth. Who was so awesome? Why was there such a big commotion? The Alcade Princess is here. When a jadeite war chariot rushed out, Su Yan's horizons were broadened. This war chariot was carved from jadeite, and it even contained a divine luster. Some jadeite divine materials must have been added to it. Its value was astonishing. 2 auspicious beasts pulled the war chariot, rushing all the way to the Baokai shop. The flood is rushing to the Dragon King's temple. I wonder what Tai Baokai will do when it sees such an awesome character coming to its shop. Su Yen wanted to laugh, but in the next moment, his expression changed. It was too late to stop it. The jadeite war chariot was dazzling. It was unimpeded along the way, and pedestrians retreated when they saw it. However, the young slave squatted on the street, wolfing down the buns like a hungry wolf. "Bastard, get out of my way!" An angry voice came from the war chariot, and a silver whip suddenly stretched out. It was very fast, like a bolt of silver lightning. It fiercely lashed out, ruthlessly hitting the back of the young slave. The surrounding people sucked in a breath of cold air. They saw the young slave's skin split open as he was sent flying. Some of the girls in the Baokai shop covered their mouths and cried out in alarm. Then, they saw the delivery man rush out, his palm catching the flying slave. That was close. A young girl patted her proud twin peaks, causing waves to surge. If Su Yen had not caught the young slave, he would have fallen to his death. Su Yan's face was livid. This was too domineering. Roar! The 2 auspicious beasts growled and stopped, glaring at Su Yen. Who told you to save him? You dare to block my chariot. Don't you know what crime it is? A cold voice came from the jadeite war chariot, and a woman came out from it. She was wearing a luxurious cheongsam. Her whole body was shining with brilliant colors, and her aura of wealth was oppressive. She looked down at Su Yen from above, and then looked at the dirty young slave with disgust. She began to swing the silver whip in her hand, and her attitude was rude and unreasonable. "You beggar, you almost dirted my war chariot. And you, who told you to do it?" Some of the onlookers were angry, but they didn't dare to speak. Princess Yaoguang was famous for being rude and unreasonable. She once beat someone to death on the street because they blocked her chariot. Su Yan said angrily. That person was almost killed by you just now, and you still blame me for saving him? Where did this country bumpkin come from? You don't even know who I am? Princess Yaoguang said coldly. Brilliant City is my territory. Don't talk about beating people. I can kill whoever I want. The street was silent. Some people were angry, but they didn't dare to speak. Brilliance Palace Hall was powerful. In Brilliant City, who dared to offend Brilliance Palace Hall, the local tyrant? Ridiculous! Suddenly, a figure with a blazing aura rose from the end of the street. He was wearing a golden robe, and his might could suppress the universe. Especially the horn on his forehead, which faintly spread out an aura that could pierce the sky. The people around were shocked. When this person appeared, the chi and blood in his body shook them to the point that they almost fell to the ground. How strong was his physical body? Su Yan was shocked. Even he felt a little suffocated. This was definitely a dragon among men. It was very likely that his body had nurtured the blood of a true dragon. If I let you kill me, can you kill me? The golden-robed young man said in an unfriendly tone. Your territory? Who do you think you are? How dare you say such words? It's more likely that Brilliance Palace Hall Master is here. You. Princess Yaoguang was so angry that her face turned green. She pointed at the golden-robed young man and suddenly felt that he looked familiar. Little Dragon King. Someone cried out in surprise. Look, it's the Little Dragon King. The older generation cried out in surprise. Very few people in the younger generation of the Big Dipper Starfield didn't know about the Little Dragon King. He was the most proud son of the Golden Dragon King, the overlord of the demon race in the Big Dipper Starfield. He was an absolute heaven's pride and his fame spread far and wide. There were only a few young people who could shake the Big Dipper Starfield. The Little Dragon King was one of them. It was rumored that he had a part of the blood of a true dragon in his body, which was an extremely tyrannical divine physique. I was wondering who it was. So it's you. Brilliance Palace Hall Master clenched her jade-like hands and sneered. So it's the Little Dragon King who lost to Big Brother Shueguan. You even lost 9 subordinates to Shueguan to pull his carriage. Ha! The Little Dragon King's face turned gloomy. This was the biggest humiliation in his life. He lost miserably in the battle with Shueguan. He lay dormant for more than 10 years, preparing to challenge the Big Dipper's supremacy. The older generation was speechless. Princess Yaoguang was too daring. She even dared to expose the Little Dragon King's disgraceful past. One must know that the Little Dragon King's father was the overlord of the demon race in the Big Dipper Starfield. Even Brilliance Palace Hall Master might not be a match for the Golden Dragon King. You're tired of living. The whole street was trembling. The Little Dragon King's power rose from the ground. The moment the blood essence in his body circulated, it was as if a divine furnace was burning. The surrounding people were overwhelmed with shock. The blood essence in their body was about to dry up. You dare to make a move! Princess Yaoguang's face changed. Under the Little Dragon King's power, it was very difficult for her to support herself, and she almost fell to the ground. Transcendence Realm. Su Yan said in amazement in his heart. The outstanding talents of the Big Dipper Starfield's younger generation are all in the Transcendence Realm. The gap between me and them is too big. Primal Realm, Life Spring Realm, Tao Gate Realm, Transcendent Realm, and Transcendence Realm. It's really amazing. There are already people in the Big Dipper Starfield's younger generation who have broken through to the Transcendence Realm.